to this. AM Sports Media. Acknowledge us. #1 boxing podcast out there. Ain't no one doing it better. Debating, film study, documentaries, we do it all. Name another channel that can do that. Acknowledge us. Love us to this. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, we killing them. Don't matter. Only place you can come and debate. Ain't gotta be worried about getting kicked out. And go one-on-one, mano-a-mano, with the great one. Oh yeah. Be ready for it. Love us to this. Anybody that wanna come get it, you can come get it. We welcome all debate. Crawford lovers, Haney lovers, Gervonta Davis lovers, Canelo lovers. Doesn't matter. We welcome it. Live streams every fork. Discord, come get it. Y'all boys ain't ready. AM Sports Media, where legends are born. So are y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's get the show started. Acknowledge us, bruh. Acknowledge us.
Oh, welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend. But it's not really in my mind. I'm truly a legend. I think all of you guys out there know I am a legend. Let's go. AM Sports Media is in the building. Our live stream Sunday, every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you all always join us for a fantastic time on Sunday. Man, we go hard in the paint. So first and foremost, Jay, before we get started off, we got to give love to the people that support the channel. Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything relative to website design, logo designs, holla at Rock Dog Interactive. I think it's rockdog.io, I believe is the website. And then Nadaz Vodka, www.nadazvodka.com. The best tasting vodka that is out there, African-American owned, out of Jacksonville, Florida. Man, y'all go show love and support. Hey, Diddy Vodka's gone. Diddy's Vodka's over, okay? It's done. So now we got another brother that owns a vodka company. Ain't done no rapping to own it. No acting, no booty tickling, or none of that. He just owns his own vodka company. So make sure you go support and show love to Nadaz Vodka. www.nadazvodka.com. Jay, let's see who we got in the building. All things is in the building. Hannibal's in the building. Richard Paris, 76 Mark, Great Gambino. Who else we got? 2 Cents Boxing is in the building, my girl. And that's all I see in the comment section right now. We got 31 people in the building, but only 9 likes. Let's make sure we smash the like button because that's the way people are going to find this content. It's football season. It is incredibly hard to find boxing content, specifically when there's no fights going on. So make sure you smash the like button so other people can find this content. So Jay, we had some technical difficulties this week. with the computers and trying to get things set up, and we still not all the way squared away like we should be. But we using bubble gum and like paper clips and whatever we need to hold it together. That's what we currently doing. We got it held together right now. It's just some things that I got to work on here at the home setup to make things more fluent and ready to go. Jay, we got a number of topics that we are going to discuss. Greg, don't make me ask for that wrench now. What Ninja got to do to get love right? Oh, man, we should have been gave Richard Parrish the wrench, brother. Jay, hit Richard Parrish with the wrench, please. Because you can do it directly. Hold on. You can do it from right here. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, brother. You got a wrench right now. We just hit you with the wrench. All right. So, I was about to go somewhere, but I can't remember where I was about to go, Jay. I was about to say something specific. It wasn't a topic yet. Where was I about to go?
I don't know, man. I can't help y'all. You asked someone with one bad memory with another bad memory.
I remember what it was I was going to say. All right, so last week, we had our show, and of course, any week when we do a show, we like to have the phone lines open. We like to bring people up as guests on the panel, and there was some discontent in the chat in regards to just specific people hogging up all the talk time. So we got to make sure that when we bring people onto the panel today, that we give everybody the opportunity to talk, and not one singular person or topic can dominate the panel, including myself and Jason. And I try my best. Also, although some would refer to me as a narcissist, I don't believe that's true, but I try my best to not hog up the entire talk time when people are on here. So let's make sure that we respect everybody. You have something you want to say, get it off, and then give other people the opportunity to address it, and all those different things. So with that being said, Jay, where do we want to go from here?
Yeah, let's start off with some fun stuff, man. With Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant and Edgar Berlanga. We know they've had some words in the past before, but it looks like they just had some stuff going on Twitter maybe within the last 24, 48 hours. So Caleb, I guess he dropped the DM that Edgar was sending to him. So Edgar was talking noise, saying that he's not afraid of him. All this stuff here, kept using the N-word, which is that's another story for another day on that. But been talking about basically where he from, Brooklyn, all this stuff. And Caleb, like, no one cares where you from. He don't give a F where he's from. And he tried to call out Caleb. Well, Caleb was like, hey, let's get this going. I'm with Caleb, man. Caleb been about that smoke for the longest. He's been fighting everyone. And to your point, Hannibal, Plant building his resume very nicely with the people he's been fighting. He's been doing a really good job. Had a good stoppage in his last fight against Mutombi. On there, he just needs to stay active. I'm with it. I'm with Caleb on this. And plus, Edgar been going around this loser tour because he lasted 12 rounds against Canelo. Canelo pretty much kind of pulled him away. He put him along that fight. He could have got rid of him earlier in that fight. I give Edgar credit for getting back up from getting dropped, but he's talking like he won that fight, or he was even close in the fight, or he won a round in that fight. He did not. So I like the fact that Caleb's calling out, standing on business, and I hope they get this fight coming in the early part of next year. What's your takes on Caleb and Edgar Berlanga back and forth on Twitter?
I want to start off with Edgar Berlanga, and why all of a sudden, like, since when do Puerto Ricans just get this free pass to say ninja like as many times as they want? Like, since when? Like, since when? Since when? Like, I get that there are a lot of Puerto Ricans that grew up in African American neighborhoods or around African Americans, but since when do Puerto Ricans get to use this word so freely? I don't get it. Like, cause I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, maybe I'm being a jerk here, but I just don't. I don't like to hear people outside of that ethnicity, that African Americans, to use that word. Like, what are you using it for? Like, and why do you get this pass? I just don't. And he says it regularly and with such fervor. I mean, the fervor behind when he says it is just like, dude, like, who are you supposed to be? Like seriously. So I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like it. Anyway, Edgar talks a lot. Like he's talking a lot, but is he gonna really make a fight? Like, so like. I like what Plant is doing. Plant is, to the point that you made, Jason. Plant definitely wants to smoke, and to the point that someone made earlier, yeah, he's building upon his resume, and I like all those things. But I don't believe Edgar Berlanga really wants that smoke. Richard Parrish says Fat Joe be saying it, and he Berlanga's stepdaddy. Yeah, I know Fat Joe say it a lot, and I'm surprised Fat Joe gets the pass too. Like, why is Fat Joe getting the pass? Who is Fat Joe?
Fat Joe don't be dropping it like that. Neither, like Edgar. Edgar drop it every chance he get either on Twitter or any interview. He doing it 24/7.
Man, when I was growing up, Puerto Ricans didn't use it, and even when they were in our neighborhoods, they didn't use it. Like, so I all of a sudden like Puerto Ricans can say the word. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Yeah. I ain't feeling that, dog. Somebody
he just go. It's like he's trying extra hard to be tough. You know, it's just ridiculous with him. And I
don't care if the Melvin podcast talking they from New York. I don't care if they from New York, dog. They not from our neighborhoods, man. Like they ain't grew up with us. They don't get to freely use that, man. Like, what are we talking about, dog? Like, we ain't the same. I don't give a damn what Puerto Ricans in New York always said. Like, fuck that.
Zach said.
Yeah, I saw it. I just don't like it, man. I just don't like it, dog. Like, he says it freely, man, with a lot of bass in his voice too, man. Like, come on, we ain't the same. Like, I can see if we had some kind of real true connection. We ain't got no real true connection. So why are you constantly saying the word? I just don't like it, dog. I don't like it.
I don't like him. I
ain't got no problem with Edgar Berlanga. I just don't like the
like not as a person. I'm talking about as far as like what he's doing in the ring and all that stuff, and just going on this victory tour like he won the fight. You ain't win against Canelo. You got your ass beat all 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? He just happy he lasted 12 rounds. It's like, come on, dude. I'm tired of that with him.
Soul Glow hit us with the $1. Appreciate you, Soul Glow. Appreciate you. Salute Brandon House. Hey, Brandon, I gotta hit Brian Norman Sr. up, man. I didn't realize their gym was so far. As a matter of fact, I'm probably gonna hit him up probably tomorrow to see if I can get down there to their gym. Ooh, it's far. It's probably like over an hour from me, but I'm gonna try to make it happen tomorrow. Hopefully he still remembers me.
Barbara D, what's up?
Barbara D, what's going on, Barbara D? ASVP TV in the building. But yeah, I mean, you know, I would like to see that fight, Jay. I think it's a good fight for both individuals. I think they can build the fight up. All I care is I don't want to hear Edgar Berlanga using that word. I mean, Teofimo used to use the word a lot. And it's interesting because he called Devin Haney that like 1,000 times right to his face. I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez that he was upset that Ryan Garcia dad talked about their hair when they initially talked about his. The Haneys are kind of weird. They're a little weird. But anyway, I'm all off topic. Let's go to something else, Jay. Cause
God dang. Oh man, this guy.
Yeah, let's go to something different, man. What's next?
Speaking of possible hating, your girl, Claressa Shields.
I was a little mad too last week. But go ahead, bro. You know what I mean? Because, man, you know what? Big Supreme. Shout out to Big Supreme. Like Big Supreme. Now you know you my dude, man. Don't nobody need to get it twisted. Big Supreme. That's my guy. But he kind of upset me last week with some of this Claressa Shields, and she looks good. When she saw the lingerie she had on, she looked good. But like a big nigga saying, she looked good. No, she didn't. But anyway, Jay, I just had to pull this up here real quick. This is Claressa Shields right here, Jay. Can you see it? This is what he was talking about last week, talking about some she looked good. This is what he said that she was in and that she looked good. I want you to pay close attention to this area right here. Okay, I'm gonna blow it up some more.
To each his or her own.
Let me blow it up some more.
Man. Hey,
like all this right here is not sexy to me. Had it growing all we could tell when she had to shave right here because the hair came all the way down here. All these marks right here, man. All this is not sexy to me.
Time out. Holding, flag on the play, offsides, false start.
I just didn't think that was sexy, dog. That's all. I just wanted to point it out. Now you can go ahead and go on, man. Go. Because I had forgot I was gonna pull it up last week and I didn't do it. So let's continue. If Claressa Shields ever sees this, she gonna go off on me, boy. She gonna call me all kinds of names. I wouldn't respond because I don't go back and forth with women, but yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, she see you at the airport, she gonna slap fire from your face. Hey, but like I said, to each his or her own. Some people like it, some people love it, some people don't. But we talking about what she said about Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor's fight. Because she just came out and saying it wasn't true. No,
I wouldn't. Watch for the hook. I would not. And Jason, let me ask you something. Jason has known me for about 20 some years. No, over 20 years, like 25. Jason, do you think I would smack those cheeks? Honestly. Do you think that I would smack those, knowing what you've seen me and everything I like, would you think I would smack those cheeks? Yeah, you know I wouldn't. You know I wouldn't smack those cheeks. No, sir. No, I would not. You know I wouldn't smack not those cheeks. Go ahead, man. I done got you all off, man.
You got me back because you got thrown off earlier. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we talking about Claressa Shields and her talking about Amanda Serrano and saying that it wasn't true that they had the most watched women's fight, basically. Now, she's right and she's wrong in a sense. She's right in the fact that they didn't because they weren't the headline. If you just want to say who's a headliner, they weren't the headliner. So they benefited massively because of who they're the undercard for, which was Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. You know, I'm quite sure if Claressa had been on that undercard for the co-main, she would have been there the same amount of thing. You know, but you got to give Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor credit for their fight. They fought their ass off in that fight. So I have no problem with that, but I had a problem with her just coming out of nowhere saying that and then going to Cam about it, knowing that he's going to clown you about this stuff. So he dropped it and posted it, and then her and Amanda Serrano went back and forth. I ain't like that part because I felt like Claressa was hating on Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor in that aspect there. We know Claressa's probably the GOAT, if not top 2 women boxers of all time right now with what she's done. You know, but this is just clearly, to me, it's just hating and she's mad about the situation.
Those are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I say she's hating. She's right and she's wrong, and she didn't have to go and just start talking crap about Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor in that sense. I mean, for one, she ain't fighting neither one of them. She ain't fighting neither one because they ain't even close to her weight class. So since that's not happening, you know, give more context about it, but don't go to Cam and Mason because you know they ain't going to be right.
See, but this is what I'm talking about, Jay. Look at all around the trap area and the shoulder area. All up in here, all through here. I'm sorry, man. I can't. But they talking about someone being critical, man. I'm not. I can't get into this, man. It's too wide right here, bro. It's too wide. All right, my fault.
Greg, right. You tripping, bro. You tripping, man. Pull it back, man. Pull it back.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So Cam didn't have to put her out like that, you know. Cam is going to do Cam things, and Mason's going to do Mace things. So I mean, for her going at Cam, you know, just DMing Cam and telling Cam about that part about it, she knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. She set herself up for failure with that dude and didn't win them at all. So, I wouldn't go out.
All right.
She's wrong in this. But no more pictures of Claressa like that, man.
Hey, listen. I pulled those pictures up for a reason. Now, people think that I'm just trying to insult Claressa Shields. I'm not. It's going to lead into a greater point, and the point being this. If you truly have respect and love for these women that you say that you want to help uplift, you want to uplift the sport, but you don't want anybody to be at a higher level than you. That's what I see from Claressa Shields. And some of the comments that she makes, it's underlying hate, Jason. Like, it's clear. It's like when you give someone a backhand compliment, right? That's what she does. She gives a lot of backhand compliments. And I think part of the reason why she has such issues with Elisa Baumgardner or Amanda Serrano is because of the way that they look, bro. The way that they look. Those are very attractive women. And a part of their sell is going to be the way that they look. And that's a part of packaging yourself. That's a part of marketing. And that's not something that Claressa Shields, whether she's your taste or not, that's not something that, generally speaking, people are going to say that that's a part of her package, right? Her level of attractiveness. And so she gotta make sure that when she comments on someone else, she's doing it in an objective way. And there were comments that she made about Serrano after the fight, and she's made comments about Serrano in the past that have not been favorable comments. She got so pissed off. Katie is not attractive either. I agree. Katie is not attractive. Serrano is a cute girl. She's cute. Now, I don't think she's in it. I wouldn't want her either, but come on, man. See, y'all gonna make me go someplace that I don't want to go.
Hey, man, keep it where it's at, bro. Stop posting the pictures there.
I'm not gonna post no picture. But all I'm saying is that I think that is a part of their package, and I think that is a part of what. Because we've heard her mention about, oh yeah, you talking about you got your pictures up, but yeah, you ain't selling no fights. Yeah, all those horny men, but all they want to do is horny. I like that's a part of her package. Why do you care? Why do you care if she has pictures up that make her look attractive? Why do you care? Why are you making these comments? So to me, when you say stuff like that, it's clear that there's a level of envy. Shout out to Al Williams, brought a hoodie from Claressa Never Got. She sell hoodies? Yo, man, she just got to chill out on talking about these women in derogatory ways. I think she can do it better than what she's doing it, and it shows a level of hate to me. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe y'all will see it differently, but yeah, there's going to be men are going to. I mean, and guys, tell me if I'm right or wrong. You can correct me if you feel differently. Greg has one working shoulder. What you expect him to say? Okay, Jason Williams. All right. Men are not. Jay, you tell me. I mean, let's keep it real here, because see, you like to fake it on here. I keeps it real. I keeps it 100. I keeps it 100. Stop. Jason, when you see a woman, whether it's the WNBA or tennis or anything like that, you can't tell me that a part of her package, a part of her marketing, is the fact that she is an attractive woman. Tell me that doesn't play a part in it. When you see a woman,
yeah, that plays a part in it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because when I see a woman that is not only if a woman is just attractive and she doesn't have the skill set, then I don't care. Like, I'm disgusted. Get her out of here, because I don't like anybody that tries to solely operate on how they look, right? But when a woman is both attractive and she can fight, that's a part of her package, man. And we can't hate on women because that's a part of their package. What Claressa has is all of her accolades, right? She is the GOAT. She is well accomplished. She's a tremendous fighter. The only thing that I would like for her to stop doing is challenging men, because she's going to lose to any man north of 135 pounds. But outside of that, she got her own package. She got her own thing. She brings her own flavor to it, and she can rap. You know, man. Whoa. You know, I was playing that for a while. That was hard.
You were playing that ridiculous.
That was hard.
A little bit too much.
Yeah, that was hard. I don't care what you say. That was hard. So she got her own lane, man. Roll down your own lane and you will be successful. But stop trying to tear down other people's lane. That's what I don't like, fam. Don't try to tear down nobody else's lanes. Stay in your lane and ride your lane as far as you can go. And if somebody elevates above you for whatever reason, even if somebody is saying something that they've like Jay, okay, You rich, Jay, right? I'm not saying that you actually rich because I don't know what your net worth is, but I'm rich, nigga, and we all know that. Nah, let me stop. But no. Jay, if you got money, right? If you got money and somebody comes, you got $2 million and somebody comes along and says XYZ is richer than you, and you know XYZ ain't got nothing but like $500,000. Do you take the time to correct them? No, correct them for what? Who cares? Because it's not true. So if they didn't show more, if they didn't sell more than you, then don't worry about it. The truth always rises to the surface as far as I'm concerned. So that's the way that I look at it. So let's see what's going on in the comment section because I feel like there's some heat going on.
I ain't trying to tear it down. Just the thing with Claressa for me that I don't like the fact that she was calling out a man to fight Thurman. Couldn't stand that. I hated that. I'm tired of 2 Cent
video as well. 2 Cent made me mad. You have to come on and explain yourself, 2 Cent, because we're not tearing down Claressa Shields. She talks too much.
She's talking about Cameron. Maybe she's talking about Cameron and Mace. But I didn't understand why she sent anything to Cameron anyway, knowing how Cameron and them run stuff.
But if you know that she's the one that did, if you know you did 2 million, she did 1.5. When it wasn't tied to Mike, then why are you talking about it? Who cares? Stop talking about it.
But she can talk about it. She just need to put out context for that. Put out context. I had the biggest viewing for a card that's headlined by a female. Put context to it. You know, that's why I said things can be right and wrong on both sides. She was right about that.
Hold on. They trying to hold on. 2 Cent just said they trying to play Shields and then use her personality against her when she defends herself. Defends herself against what?
Greg, I think she's talking about Cam and Mace. I think she's talking about Cam and Mace, how they did her.
How did they do? She didn't have to respond.
No, Cam put it out there. That's how a lot of this stuff got out there. She did DM Cam. Cam put it out there and just said what he said. He's like, "Well, I told you got to catch up," and made a joke out of it.
Why you DM it? If they said it and it's not true, then why are you following up behind it?
Hey, Greg, Big Supreme wants you to play that video.
What video?
He tagged me in the video earlier up here.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I told y'all we holding on with some bubble gum and a string, but let me see if I can get this to pull up.
All right, 2 Cent. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, let me
Hannibal, that's my point. Exactly, that's my point. No one really should go to a Cam because he's a troll. He's a troll.
Who's a troll?
Because he wants to twist everything. Cam.
Hey man, stop hating, bro. Stop hating, bro. Cam that dude.
Yeah, troll.
Okay, here we go. So this is what he's asking me to play right here. So I'm gonna enlarge it. Okay.
Face to face, nose to nose. Joannis versus.
Bro, look at the calf muscles, man. It's like.
Hey man, let's go to the next subject, man. Let's go to the next topic, man. Let's go to the next topic, man. You tripping, man. You clowning, bro.
Unless you got some atrophy right here, man. Oh, I'm gonna finish playing.
Shields. Plant.
All this right here, rusty. It's just dark for no reason. Like she been sitting on chocolate.
Bruh, stop, man. Stop.
Is in the house.
Hey, I'm done, bro. I'm done. I can't do it no more, man. This ain't right.
Man.
This ain't right. All right. All right, Jay.
Oh man.
So y'all saying that that's all natural, and to each his own. You know what? You're right. To each his own, because I got different tastes. I got different tastes, and that's all good, man. If y'all think she's, I don't think she's ugly. I just don't think she's sexy. That's it. Right? Right, Jay?
I ain't got no words right now, man.
Why you ain't got no words, brother?
Cause I try to pull this shit back and you just jump the hell off the cliff. You like, fuck it, I'm jumping right off that.
I know this is what you guys
they forced me to go there, Jay. They forced me to. I tried not to. They forced me to go there though. Nah, hold on. Let me show you. Let me show you something here, man. Let me show you something here.
Like I said, to each his or her own, man.
I agree. Man, I agree with that.
If pictures of this trying to blow up stuff, man.
I'm not about to blow up anybody's picture, man. What you talking about?
You did earlier.
That was earlier. I ain't doing that no more.
Good. She's still the GOAT right now. I want to see her get back.
I think so.
I don't want to see her get in the octagon. I don't want to see her do that. I don't want to see her doing MMA. Don't want to see her go out like that. She already got one L against someone that wasn't good in MMA, and she getting caught up by Chris Cyborg to fight in MMA. She'd be silly to go down to MMA for that.
Who you don't want to see Claressa go over to MMA?
Nah.
That's fine.
Nah, she just needs to stay boxing. You know, she won the heavyweight title already, so go ahead and fight someone else, and do whatever she's gonna do, man. But I don't think she should go to MMA and fight anyone that's a vet there, because with Chris Cyborg calling out, Chris gonna hurt her serious in MMA. It's not gonna be pretty.
You think Chris Cyborg is gonna hurt her?
In MMA, you damn right.
Okay, I'm just asking the question, brother.
Hurt person. Even though Claressa has a weight advantage, she doesn't have the experience. I watched Claressa get taken down too easily in the fight that she did lose, and she had no way of getting out of it.
She did lose an MMA fight, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She lost an MMA fight against someone that really wasn't that good. Hey, Jason Williams, Cyborg is washed, but she's still a vet.
Hit again is brought to you by Brink.
Now, if they're gonna do stand up, they're gonna box. Oh, Claressa gonna tag her all day long.
I agree.
Easy UD.
I agree.
Easy UD. NH2, hey, let them know. Let them know. Them kicks to the leg, that is gonna be bad.
Now look at this right here, Jay.
She lost to a wrestler. Here you go, bro.
Look at that right there. Look at that right there, brother. Oh,
I know this is what you guys are waiting for.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's exactly what we've been waiting for.
Oh, for real, I worked really hard, okay?
Like, Jay, look at how the braids just go up into it. And then
Baumgartner, 15-1 as a professional, 7 knockouts to her credit.
Ooh. I'm going to turn the volume up. We ain't got to hear him. But look how she just comes in there, man. And she can fight, too, Jason. She can fight. She's an ass whooper. But this is just a part of... Ooh. And they talking about Claressa. Look at them legs. Oh, man. Yeah. Now, brother, that is poetry in motion. Look at the form.
Hey, can we keep going back to the topics, bro?
Yeah, let's go back to the topic. I'm sorry. I'm all off. Let's go.
Man.
My bad. Let's go. My apologies. Let's go, man. I am not, brother. I actually like chocolate women, Jason Williams. So that's absolutely wrong. I actually prefer chocolate women. Next.
Richard Branson, it's okay to have a technical difficulty.
Let's go, baby. All right, next topic, man. We done had enough fun with this one. I'm just kidding. Both of those women are attractive in their own right. Different strokes for different folks. And but I just know that Alicia Baumgartner, that's a part of her package. And I just feel like Claressa can go about, some of the things she do in a better way. Specifically, talking about other women and stop calling out men. Stop calling out men. Let's go. Mr. Blue said this
I agree.
Tripping.
Yeah, stop calling out men rather for Claressa. Yeah, I'm glad she kind of stopped doing that after the whole Keith Thurman thing was done, because I'm glad Keith didn't fall for that bait as well, because that'd have been a lose-lose for him either way.
No, she said something about Keith Thurman recently, man. Go. Let's go.
Yeah. Dang.
I do not love thotties.
I'm sorry.
I do love thotties.
Hey, Jay, what you say about AB? I mean, like I said, to each his or her own, man. To Each
Thanks.
is her own. But yeah, smash up like button for us, please. All right, so moving on. So it's been Lamont Roach did a video interview a little while ago talking about the rematch with Tank. It is rematch clause with Tank. And said after he beat him the second time, he gonna move up to 140 and go to Ferraio. So that lets me know, for one, Lamont Roach has already fought at 135, 140, so he's a big 130 pounder. Him fighting at 135, it's not a big deal to me on that. But people are trying to say it shows signs of weakness if you do a rematch clause. I don't have a problem with doing a rematch clause because it's just protecting yourself. For instance, look at Tim Tszyu versus Fundora. Tim Tszyu had that rematch clause, he would have had another chance to get back at Fundora because he was winning that fight up until that cut. That's what really lost him the fight. That cut happened, and it would have been it caused trouble for him. I don't have a problem with that. Damn near everyone does a rematch clause, regardless of who they're fighting, what level of fighter they're fighting. So it doesn't mean that you're scared. It just means smart. You don't know. You can twist your ankle, hurt your hand or something. You don't know. You don't want to risk that at all. So why not? But it's not saying that someone's scared. It's just standard to me. What you think?
Yeah, so it's a struggle to me how some people come to the conclusions that they come to. And I know another topic that we're going to talk about here later today is, being consistent in how you respond to specific things. And, I feel like there's a lack of consistency as it relates to certain fan bases and certain fighters. And I think this is one of those situations where it's important to make sure that we remain consistent. We know that pretty much any fighter who is an A-side fighter is someone who is going to standard business practice. They're going to have a rematch clause in the contract because anything can happen in a fight, like an accidental headbutt where you're behind on the scorecards and you can't continue. Tank Davis is a slow starter. Would you agree with that, Jason? He's a slow starter.
Yeah, he's a slow starter. He takes his time from the first couple rounds.
Yeah, so as a slow starter, someone who is figuring out his opponent, and Floyd was like that. There's a number of fighters that take their time to kind of pick a fighter apart. But let's say if you have that type of style and you get an accidental headbutt right over this part of your eye where blood is gushing out and you cannot continue, and after 5 rounds, you're down 3-2. Well, guess what, Jay? You lose. So why wouldn't you ensure that you have a rematch clause in any contract to make sure that you don't suffer that type of situation? That's what you're going to do if you're the A side. You're going to protect yourself. So I find it ironic, and I'm talking about like all fighters. I'm talking about fighters from PBC. I'm talking about Errol Spence. I'm talking about Danny Garcia. I'm talking about Sean Porter. All of those guys in situations where they were the A side more than likely had rematch clauses in their contract. Canelo Alvarez is going to have a rematch clause in every contract he has. Ryan Garcia mostly will have rematch clauses in his contracts outside of maybe a Gervonta Davis. And of course, Gervonta Davis is going to have a rematch clause in his contract because that makes the most sense. Why would you do anything outside of that? You're going to protect yourself. And we do that not only in our business lives, we do that in our personal lives. That's the reason why we have insurance, to protect ourselves. We don't go out thinking that we're going to get into a car wreck, but shit happens, right? And when those things happen, we have insurance to protect ourselves. Similarly, shit happens in a boxing ring and, you're going to protect yourself with a rematch clause. So exactly. So, that's where I'm like, guys, how are we sitting up and calling this something like we're pretending that this is something that we need to go in depth about discussing? It makes no sense to me at all. Yet I saw a number of people in our Discord crying. And if you guys want the Discord, let us know. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop the Discord link in the Discord right here. We gotta keep evening out those odds because boy, we got some people in there who they talk crazy. Shout out to Richard and Ill Will who recently joined the Discord. Man, I tell you, they have really changed. They ran Lil J right up out the Discord. You ever see Lil J anymore?
I ain't seen Jay in a minute. I saw him on a milk carton.
Man, they ran. Well, when it was all dominated by one one group of people. Lil J was in there every day. Now that echo chamber is gone, oh my God, I can't find Lil J. Lil J is gone. But let me go ahead and drop the Discord link in here real quick. What do we got? Where's the Discord link? So you guys get the opportunity to join. But yeah, man, I mean, we got to keep it consistent, and you know that's really my whole thing. If you feel like, you know, a guy is not doing something specific that he should do, I don't have a problem with that. There's a link to the Discord right there. But man, keep that same energy, man, for everybody. Hey, you know what? You know who disappeared? I think Jay. Jay don't mess with us no more. Remember Jay? Jay used to be in the Discord. Jay must have ran off. Yeah. I ain't seen Jay in a minute. I think Jay must have got mad with us about something. We must have gave him a tape that he got pissed about or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Discord be popping that time, man. I get some good laughs in that.
The Discord right now got a total of, in total, the Discord has 79 people in total. So yeah, Discord be popping, man. We always talking boxing in there, so come check us out. Yeah, Jay, I don't think Jay messed with us no more, Jason Williams. I think I might have said something that offended him. I sent him a message on the Discord. He didn't respond. So he might have been offended by something I say. I try to tell people, man, don't get offended by what I say, but you know, sometimes it just happens, man. Appreciate your 2 cents. Join the Discord. It's lit. Yeah, man, the Discord lit, man. Come on in there. Come on in there, man. Yeah, 2 cents being there battling. She be cooking foods too, man. She cooked Fabrizio at ASVP TV like every day, man. Sometimes I get tired of 2 cents like cooking them. I'm like, damn, 2 cents. Damn, put the fryer down. Damn, I'm tired of you frying them.
Yeah, she be cooking. She be burning them. She be burning shits.
Yeah, man, burning them to a crisp. Good Lord. But
burning up day too. I was like, damn.
Yeah, man, start cooking them. Anyway, let's pause here real quick. We got 90 people in the building, 48 likes. Make sure you smash the like button so that you can find the content. If you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. So make sure you become a subscriber. Subscribers, think about becoming members. $2.99 a month. It definitely helps to support the channel and the content that we're able to bring to you on a daily basis. And let me see. I just saw that Discord is dry, Greg. The Discord is not dry. What you talking about? It'd be the same. Yeah, well, you know, we got people who are more active than others. That's why we need more people in there. That's it. That's it.
In there, Jason Williams.
Jason Williams ain't gonna hop in there, man. He gonna get his ass filleted. He don't want to jump in there. He ain't gonna jump in that Discord. He gonna get filleted just like the rest of them.
I mean, we've been going for like about 50 minutes.
We at what now?
We've been going about 50 minutes. We got a couple topics left.
Okay, yeah, let's go. I don't know what Riz is.
Let's see. I don't either.
Y'all tell me what Riz is.
I don't know if I want to know. I don't know if I want to know.
Let's keep it pushing.
But yeah. So Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
Calling out George, the ferocious one, Kambosos, who's coming off a loss, right? His last fight was a knockout loss to Loma, because he won before that with a split decision on Max Hughes, and before that he had 2 losses straight to Devin Haney. So he's calling out a dude that he already said that wasn't good enough to fight him in the past. Now all of a sudden he's calling out because we know Zepeda is not fighting him in February because Zepeda hurt his hand in that split decision win against Tevin Farmer. So are you cool with Shakur calling out another fighter coming off a loss that's not good? Or should he be trying to get a fight with someone else that's available, such as a Raymond Mortala or someone like that? What's your thoughts on that? Chat, what's your thoughts on Shakur calling out George Kambosos?
I'm cool with it. And the reason, and I've always been like, who else is Shakur Stevenson going to fight right now? And this is where I try to tell people it's actually balanced when it comes to this channel. My issue is not with who he's calling out. I don't think he has a lot of options. You said Raymond Mortala. Who is he currently promoted by?
He's with Top Rank.
It's not going to happen. So
Eddie's job to make it happen.
It's Eddie's job to make it happen, but it's not going to happen. Now, it could happen potentially, considering that they're both tied to Turkey Island Sheep, but more than likely that fight's not going to happen next. So Zepeda's out. You know, Shakur is looking for a dance partner. He's probably looking to make a little bit of change in doing so, at least the $2 or $3 million that he was offered by Top Rank. So do I have a major issue with him fighting that guy? No. Here's the issue I do have, though. The same people that have all this energy towards a specific fighter and about his resume, who he's fought, why aren't we getting that? I want to see that same energy. Because he's calling out a guy that has lost, what, 2 out of his last 3? 3 out of his last 4?
3 out of his last 4. Twice to Devin Haney and Loma. He's coming off a KO loss at that.
Okay, he's lost 3 out of his last 4. I was thinking about the fighters, I think. So he's lost 3 out of his last 4. And Shakur Stevenson is adamantly calling him out on Twitter to make a fight. Why? Because it's going to make him a nice chunk of change. Well, isn't that the same thing that certain other fighters get criticized for?
Yep.
Let me ask you, what notable name is on Shakur Stevenson's resume at 135 pounds?
135?
Yeah.
The mighty Artem.
So, shout out to Tim Bradley, because this is what he goes here every time. And this is how you can, this is the common theme, that when you call out the same discrepancy when they are saying certain fighters haven't fought anyone, this is where they go to. And this is where Tim Bradley has gone to in the past. But nobody will fight him. They're all avoiding him. Nobody will fight him. What? Most of these guys in and around that weight class are going to get their biggest payday facing Shakur Stevenson. So why? And Shakur's not a big puncher. So why wouldn't they fight him? There's no risk of like getting seriously damaged in a fight with Shakur Stevenson. So how is it that none of them? Well, then so we can use that same excuse for every other fighter at 135 when they're not fighting. Nobody will fight them. Come on, man. Like, we got to start making excuses for certain fighters because they have alignment with certain people. And if you got that energy for a certain fighter, and I'm not saying that fighter's name by design, but if you got a certain issue with a fighter because you're saying that that particular fighter has not fought the level of competition that he should, then why don't you have an issue with this particular fight? Because Shakur Stevenson ain't beat no killers. What animals have Shakur Stevenson beat? All he's done is won titles from champions who are all Top Rank affiliated, who have been put in positions to win titles from sanctioning bodies that Top Rank is affiliated with. So what amazingly has he done? What has Shakur Stevenson done? What fighter on Shakur's resume? Forget the accolades and he was this and he had this. What fighter on Shakur Stevenson's resume that you see currently that you would say, wow, boy, he took it to that dude. Like, and that was a really good fighter. Like, this guy was a really good fighter. Like, had a certain level of skill set that would give any opponent problems. Not a guy that had a nice record and had a specific style that was tailor-made for him, but a guy that you went into a fight with Shakur Stevenson. He went into a fight with Shakur, and we were like, boy, this is a toss-up. We don't know who's going to win this one. Name that time.
You can't.
No, I can't. Name somebody that Shakur Stevenson beat that we believe that will beat anybody that's at the upper echelon of 135 pounds today.
You can't.
Exactly. So why is he getting so much respect from simply the trinket titles that he's won? I don't understand that. Now, I don't have a knock against it because, again, promoters and businessmen and managers are going to move you in a specific way and they're going to push you in a specific direction. And I don't have a problem with that. I never have. But stop calling out one fighter saying that this fighter hasn't done much and then putting this fighter on a pedestal when this fighter hasn't done anything of any note versus what this fighter has done. I don't even get name one fighter on Shakur Stevenson record that would beat Ryan Garcia that at 135 that Tank fought. Name one. Exactly. Like, we gotta stop, dog. We gotta stop. That's my only point. We gotta stop. Like, stop boosting this guy up. And all they're using is the same baseline of trinket titles when we know that these titles can be manipulated. They can be put in the hands of guys who are not great champions and be put there by design so that another champion or another fighter that's moving up that a specific promoter wants to promote can position him to win that title, because that's a part of the promotional tool, the marketing tool, that there are champion in multiple divisions, and that is by design and it's by a plan. It's not that he beat some killers out there. It's not that he beat the best available opponents in and around that weight class. It was because this promoter put him in a position to win these titles to help promote him. Like, what are we doing here? Shit is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't agree with you with the whole you're okay with him fighting Kambosos. I'm not, because my biggest thing with him, if he's gonna fight someone, I want someone he's gonna fight someone to help boost his resume. Fighting Kambosos, who's already lost 3 of his last 4, possibly 4 of his last 4, and coming off a KO loss, ain't gonna do nothing for him. Ain't gonna do jack shit for him. When there's Raymond Mortal out there, hell, rematch, fight again, run it back with Ghost De Los Santos, Edwin De Los Santos, run it back with him.
So some people in the comment section are saying that De Los Santos was his best win. So when he fought De Los Santos had how many fights? At the time, 17 fights at the time is what he had, with an L on his resume from William Foster III. What the freak is this doing? All of a sudden, this thing turned into Spanish. And William Foster, who lost to Edwin Garcia, 18-1, and has another loss on his record as well with Henry LeBron. So, dude, like, come on, man. Come on. Let's stop pretending that Shakur Stevenson got all these killers on. Shakur Stevenson passes the eye test, and I think that's what a lot of people are giving him credit for, which I have no issue with. But so does Gervonta Davis. He passes the eye test as well.
Yeah, my thing is people are just like, people trying to say like, well, he's not fighting Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach wasn't Tank's first pick. He's like his 4th or 5th pick. This is Shakur's 3rd pick right now. First pick was Joe Cardina, then it was Zepeda. Now it's Kambosos. So he's regressing. Go ahead, fight Zepeda. I was happy with the Zepeda. I know Zepeda can't fight because he's hurt, but damn. Go run it back with De Los Santos.
So De Los Santos. Hold on, but listen to this. Listen to this. De Los Santos is a monster, according to Big Supreme, who lost to, and a monster lost to a guy, William Foster III, who only had 13 fights when he beat him. And then that William Foster III is going on to lose 2 fights himself. But he's a monster. This is what I'm talking about, man. These fake narratives for certain fighters. This guy's a monster. Come on, man. Yeah, I understand he stopped Rayo. I get it. He also got dropped by Rayo, didn't he?
Yeah, he got dropped first. They had a firefight like in the first 2 rounds, and then he
he's a good fighter, man. Stop. The monster? He's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter. But monster, and there's a lot of fighters that are good fighters.
I just don't like the fact that he's going to be fighting someone coming off a loss again.
Hey, I'm sorry, but y'all are not about to all of a sudden make Edwin De Los Santos like this killer at 135. Like he's like all of a sudden that elevates. That's the same shit they were trying to do with Zepeda. Man, Tevin Farmer really good. He real good. So man, William Zepeda beat him. Yes, they were trying to hype up Farmer so that they could hype up William Zepeda to make him seem like a legitimate opponent for Shakur Stevenson. Man, stop the bullshit, man. And then they were talking about Tank fighting Tevin Farmer. Now, if Tank would have fought Tevin Farmer with no title, they'd be talking the same shit. He ain't not beat nobody with a title, though. Dog, you can't. Man, y'all dudes be capping, bro.
Yeah. No, I give De Los Santos. He seemed like he could have been that dude, but that was a poor performance on both sides in that fight with him and Shakur. Shakur had his shoes on, looking like Usain Bolt in there, running around the ring and everything, saying that he just had a bad hand and that's why. But we saw that that's just who he is. When he fights someone that has some type of crack, that got some pop, he gonna be on his back foot. He gonna be away from it. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna engage just like he was in his last fight against Artem. He said Artem was strong. He was strong. And everyone, his mentors would tell him, "Hey, take him out, put your combination together, sit there and slip, and then get him up out of there." He ain't do it. He got mad at everybody who said the same thing, unless it was his best friends or his mentors. That was the problem with that. That's what bothered me. I hated that with that fight there, and I was a big Shakur. I like Shakur, but the stuff he do on Twitter and the fact that he gets passes like this, find people coming out losses. Man, let's call it what it is.
They talking about Tank is 30 years old, never fought a world champion. If those world champions at the time in which Shakur Stevenson fought them, if they were actually with PBC instead of Top Rank, Tank would have fought a world champion and beat him. The only difference is the fighters were with Top Rank. That's it. It's the only difference. Jay, do we have another topic that we want to go to, or what do we want to go from it? What I hate is that people pretend like they don't understand that part. They don't understand that part. They try to rack everything up to the fact that the fighter just fought a world champion. No, man, all of this shit is by design. And any promoter will tell you that behind closed doors. It's all by design. They're all working a business angle here. They're moving a fighter along to position them for a certain fighter to fight a certain fighter to win a world title. It's just that at the time, Gervonta Davis and PBC, none of those champions were over on PBC side. That's it. Stop with the cap, man. Stop with the cap. Anyway, what's next, man?
And if he fight George, he gonna have to fight George at 140. George said it's gonna be at 140 as well.
Hey, yeah, I'm about to drop the link in the comment section. Before we drop the link, we got 103 people in the building now, 57 likes. Make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure you're engaging. If you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media. We're always dropping boxing related content, so make sure you become a subscriber. But the other thing that I want to do, and I want to highlight before we open it up, the phone lines and the live link, is we cannot have people coming on here trying to dominate the conversations, okay? Everybody got to get the opportunity to talk. There's a specific topic. By all means, have your specific topic. Speak to it. If there's other things that you want to jump in on and make a comment about, let's do it. But you can't sit there and talk for 3 minutes, 4 minutes at a time. And then when somebody rebuttals what you say, you jump right back in and start talking again. We cannot have that. We got to allow people to talk and have their opportunity to talk as well. So I want to drop the link with that in there, with that in mind. We got to give everybody the opportunity to talk. There is the link. It is now pinned to the top. And then let me open up the phone line. Phone lines are open as well. I got a mute button, Jason, but they were telling me that I was using the mute button too much last week. A certain person was telling me I was using the mute button too much. And that's what they were upset about. The mute button, the mute, don't mute me. I'm trying to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to talk. We already got my boy Band Up is in the building. Big Supreme is in the building. Big Supreme and Band Up, y'all been unmuted. What's going on, family?
What's the word, bro?
What's going on, man? What's going on, Band Up? Y'all two of my favorite. Somebody got some echo.
That might be Ben, though.
Is that me? Am I echoing?
Yeah, somebody echoing.
Is it me?
I don't know.
I think it's Band Up.
Yeah, I think it's Band Up too.
It ain't me.
Damn it, Band Up.
It's because he probably in the car, right?
Yeah, he in the car.
Yeah, I was about to get in the car too. But I just want to say, right?
Yeah.
I know I'm not a Shakur. I like Shakur, but I'm not like a big Shakur fan. But me personally, I thought Santos would stop Shakur. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say is because he's a big puncher, bro.
He is.
He's a really big puncher. He's sharp. He's explosive. He's quick. He's athletic. He got boxing skills. He's really nice, bro. Mind you, he's only like 24, so he's younger than Tank, younger than Shakur and Keyshawn. So I feel like he had the power to trouble Shakur, but he didn't have the IQ to really, or the experience to really deal with him like that. But to me, that's Shakur's best win. Like, he's the absolute killer. If you look at what he did to Ryo, yeah, Ryo did drop him, but you gotta remember, Ryo knocked out Teofimo in sparring twice. So Ryo can punch, clearly. So he did get him with a tempo shot, threw his equilibrium off, and he had him in trouble. But then in the very next round, he stopped him, got him out of there in the third round. So to me, Santos is super dangerous, and the way that Shakur fought lets you know that. He ran around the ring the whole fight. And just the fact that he was able to beat him, I don't believe his hand was injured, but if you want to go with that narrative, to beat Santos with an injured hand, to me, was an immaculate win.
He did.
Now, I know you
His
might
hand was
disagree
not
with that, because me personally, like, when you look at Shakur's resume, you look at a Valdez, a Yoshino, a Toka Kari, or Herron, he doesn't really have too many killers on there. But I think Santos definitely fits that criteria, in my opinion.
I think Santos is a good fighter. I think he's dangerous exactly the way that you described him, as being dangerous, because he's a big puncher. But to the point that you made earlier, he doesn't have the IQ, and that's what makes him less dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have the IQ and the requisite experience to deal with Shakur Stevenson. So although that may be his best win, because he's inexperienced by 2 or 3 years relative to Shakur Stevenson, and the IQ wasn't necessarily there to really walk him down and get him into a position where he could actually hurt him. That's the reason why, although you put him up there, you also backed him back down as well. So I just wanted to highlight that.
No, you're right. But I'm just saying, like, I think he's a killer because, like I said, he's 24. He only had like 16 fights when he fought Shakur. He's young. And at 28, I don't know where he'll be. I think he'll be a champion by 28 because I think Sampson's his promoter. So he's definitely going to be in the mix in a few. So I think he's going to either get another title shot or become champion in 2025. I believe so.
What do you think about Shakur Stevenson running it back with Santos instead of trying to track down a George Kambosos? Why?
You're not going to do that.
Why not?
Because Santos is dangerous, bro. You're not going to do that.
But that's what we want. We want to see him in the best fights, right?
I mean, I would like to see it, but I know Shakur's not going to do that.
But you're not giving him. So let me just clarify. You're not giving him a pass. You're just saying you don't think he's going to do it.
Nah, he don't get a pass for that, but he's definitely not going to do that though. Because now, the first fight, like you said, he didn't have the experience. He didn't have the IQ. Now he could look at film, and he's been in the ring with him, so he got like a feel for his tendencies and his movements and stuff like that. I don't think Shakur would do. I don't think he would do it. Nah. No. Okay.
We got to make sure we put this on the record. He said that Santos was going to be a champion one day. If Santos gets knocked the fuck out next fight, we got to bring Big Supreme back on here and get at him.
Cool, because you look at Ryo, right? He got knocked out by Santos, and then he became champion.
That's true.
3 fights later.
That's true.
So it's like because you get knocked out don't mean nothing. Look at
That's true.
right?
You right. You right. All I'm saying is that if he gets knocked out,
I'm about to go down memory lane on you.
No. I'm not saying that. You right. I'm just saying if he gets knocked out again. But let's pass it out. Let's pass it to Band Up. Band Up, what you got for me, fam?
What's good with you, man? Am I still echoing or am I good?
No, you good.
You good.
Yeah. What's up with you, man? Salute Greg, salute Jason, salute Big Supreme, salute Nickel Slick. You know what I mean? Two cents boxing in the building. You know what I mean? I want to see how you guys feel about this about Errol. Errol, I don't know if you guys discussed him. I just got off work, bro, so that's why I'm in the car. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you guys already spoke about him, but you know what I mean? Errol out there posting videos talking about he back. I want to see how you guys feel about it. That's your man's, Greg.
Yeah, man, I feel real good about Errol being back. You know what I'm saying? So number one, I am concerned, and we hadn't touched this topic yet, but I am concerned that he is not in the latest installment of the WBO rankings. Jason and I did a video earlier today, and we went through some of the rules associated with the WBO, and I thought it was quite interesting that once you hit the rankings, you have 12 months to actually face an opponent, or 18 months to face what they call a top 15 opponent. Yet Errol was only in the rankings for 3 months. So that was kind of interesting to me, and I think maybe that fight might be in a little bit of jeopardy. But I'm glad to see Errol back. I mean, the game misses Errol. I think the game misses PBC as a whole because as you can tell and you can see, boxing has been dead over the last few months without the presence of PBC. So I'm glad to see Errol back. It'll give us something to talk about. And, yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, I like that. I liked it. You know, I definitely want to know more about him. What's his next step as far as who he's going to be as coach? You know, that's going to be a big key as well for him in the future as well.
Agreed. Band Up, you were going out in and out a little bit if you were trying to say something.
I said I wouldn't say anything boring. We just had that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. That was entertaining, especially the
That wasn't
undercard.
Hey, don't get Jason mad. Don't get Jason mad.
I'm not talking about some 58-year-old Mike Tyson actually boxing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's competitive. You know what I mean? Same far as entertainment. It brought a lot of eyes to the sport of boxing. But I just want to know if he doesn't. My question is to you: if Errol's not going to get that fight, where's he going next?
That's a good damn question.
That's a great question. Yeah, he can easily make a fight.
He might go to 160.
Yeah, that's possible. He did mention something about 60. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like to see him get the Fundora fight because I think it makes for interesting dialogue and commentary. If he beats Fundora, all of a sudden you're gonna have an influx of demand for Crawford versus Spence too. Only if Spence looks good, but if Spence goes in there and looks good, you're gonna have people calling for that fight again. I think it brings some intrigue to 154 pounds, and I signed up for it again. I think my pick will probably be different, but certainly I signed up for it again. April Watkins. So real quick, let me acknowledge April Watkins. I always like to acknowledge when women are in the building. Now, Greg, you wrong for your mess. Get ready for the backlash. Claressa gonna get you. I can take it. I can take it. We got ASVP TVs in the building with us as well. ASVP TV, you got to hold on though, because we got some other people that are in queue to talk a little bit here. We got first, Tucson, I'm gonna come back to you because I want you to definitely do your thing. I want to see who Rico 300 is. I've first time ever seen this name, Rico 300.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
What's good?
I'm a subscriber. You know, I tune in all the time. I really never really jumped on like that, but I always wanted to. So today I'm like, let me go ahead and jump on this, man, and voice my opinion. I usually don't even do all that. I just listen, sit back. But I just wanted to say a few things. And I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and do y'all thing.
Yeah. Let me ask you something real quick, man. Where you from? Like Baltimore? You from Baltimore?
No, I'm from Philly.
Philly. Okay, I knew it was somewhere up in that area. Okay.
Yeah, Philly for sure. Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
But I just wanted to make a real quick comment about the Edwin De Los Santos thing. He was saying one of the guys, I think it was Band Up. I don't know. One was speaking about De Los Santos being like, people keep saying he's this monster and he just so good. I don't agree. Like, I like him, but if you really know about boxing and you watch, like, who did he really like beat up? People keep talking about his fight with Rayo. Rayo, he a little better now, but Rayo at that time, he was a guy that keep his chin up. So of course he gonna knock him out. He keep his chin up. If you watch that fight, if Rayo wasn't keeping his chin up, if he was more defensive, he would have went in there. He would have beat De Los Santos. De Los Santos only getting all this hype and everybody saying he just good because they going back and watching the fight against Rayo and they looking at the fight against Shakur. But if you watch that fight, the dude just said he can stop Shakur. No way he can stop Shakur. When Shakur wasn't engaging that much, but when they was scrapping, Shakur was counterpunching him. He was running sometimes. Go back and watch the fight. If they fight against Shakur, won't beat him. He can't beat Shakur. They keep basing off the Rayo fight. Rayo sticking shit. That's why when Cruz fought him, he thought Rayo was gonna keep his chin up. That's why he thought he'd be able to walk through Rayo. But Rayo switched the game plan up, try to tuck his chin more and box and move around, run a little bit and box. But if Rayo came in that fighting like he fought Del Santo, Cruz would have knocked him out. Ryo not that good either. Like tanking them dudes would knock this boy out. So they keep basing, and I'm gonna keep it short real fast. They keep basing that fight, Del Santo off of that fight. That guy not that good, and I can't wait till he get in a fight with a guy like Tank and all these dudes. They always, like y'all said, they always hyping these boys up. Oh, he a monster. He this because he a puncher. There's a lot of dudes that punches. Like how many other people go name some other fights that he fought good people and he knocked them out besides the Ryo fight. And the Shakur fight where everybody think he was running. But Shakur
this is my thing, right? I hear what you're saying. That was the one that said Santos is nice, right?
It's just Ryo keep his chin up. Ryo, anybody could have knocked Ryo out at that time. Ryo got to learn how to tuck his chin. Once he learned that, he a whole completely different fighter because he can fight. Ryo can fight, but if he would have tucked his chin and fight, he would have probably beat Del Santo. He kept getting back up, getting in the fight, but.
All right, so I want to let Big Supreme respond, and then we're gonna go to 2 Cent, then Jerry.
So this is my thing, right? I'm the one that says Santos is a monster. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say is because Santos is only 24. So when he beat Ryo, he was like 21, 22. He also beat Joseph Adorno. Like you said, if you know boxing, you know Joseph Adorno is from your side of the street, right? From Philly, right?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Adorno almost stopped Jermaine Ortiz. I don't know if you remember that fight when he knocked him down and had him in the ropes looking like he was ready to go. So Jermaine arguably beat Teofimo. So Santos beating that dude at 21, then beating Ryo, and then going with Shakur. Mind you, Shakur doesn't lose rounds according to everybody. He lost 5 rounds to Santos, bro, on 2 scorecards. So obviously the dude got some kind of skill and some kind of talent, bro.
Not because I like him. He like you said, he explosive. He one of the other guys that I look at like Tank. He got that explosiveness like Tank. He explosive, but he's like he hasn't been tested to say he's a monster. We give him that too fast. He's a monster. Then he get in a fight, and then you look at his IQ, his defense, and then you will see. Because what about his defense? Ryo put him down. Tank none of them get put down before Shakur. None of them.
Yeah, but you can't say that because sometimes you just get caught with a shot. You think what I'm saying? And like I said, Ryo could punch because he knocked out Teofimo in sparring with headgear. So obviously
he did.
He's a dangerous dude himself.
Talk about that.
I'm saying is,
don't talk about that.
In the context of Shakur's resume, Santos is, in my opinion, the only killer on there. I'm not saying he's the best fighter at 135. I'm just saying when you look at Shakur's resume and you look at someone that can be a 55-45 matchup for Shakur, I think it would be Santos. That's what I'm saying.
I got you.
He damn sure would have knocked out Jamel Herring. He would have knocked out Valdez, in my opinion, at least. So
I think those are all fair points. I think what we have to discern is he a killer versus, and I think that's where it kind of rubbed the wrong way when we said he's a killer. We think he's a dangerous fighter. We think he's a credible fighter. But this killer, like this monster, I think that's where it kind of rubbed.
He hasn't proved that he's a killer yet. I get that. I'll give you that.
Jerry, we're gonna go to you next, man. Jerry, what you got? What you got for us, Jerry?
Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Happy Sunday, my friends. And I got the message earlier. I was looking at your chat room and the messages, and we gotta let that guy. We gotta limit that guy, Greg. He's in here. I can't stand the truth. He's he uses words that hurt, so I get it. I actually wanted to hear 2 cents. I heard she's been looking for me. You got me now. Ladies first.
2 cents, you want to talk?
Well, I was. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I was coming up here to respond to Greg about the Claressa stuff, and Jerry, you just did so much capping last week. I can't even remember. I would have to go back and review all of the capping you did, because I did want to come up here and refute some of that you were saying, but I didn't forgot now. But anyway, so as far as Claressa Shields go, this is what I want to say. Like, I get it. People don't like her personality. Mm-hmm. People don't like how she responds to people, or how she comes off to people, or talks to people, or whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. But I just want you and Greg to kind of take a look and see that they are in a passive aggressive way trying to diminish, in my opinion, my 2 cents, Claressa Shields, and put Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano over her somehow. And I don't want to play the race card, but I do think race plays a factor in that. And I don't think it's fair. And I think when she comes out and defends herself against things because of her personality and people don't like her, they try to use it against her. Now, with the whole incident, she didn't make any of it public because I heard people saying, oh, she just got to try to take the spotlight and shine it in a moment. She didn't make that public. Cameron did. Now, whether you want to argue about what she's saying something about it for privately, you can. But the fact is, she didn't come out and say that. Cameron did. And so people started jumping on her and she had to defend herself. And she has a valid point. You're going around here saying, oh, this is the most watched women's boxing event, which technically it is, but technically it's not because you weren't marketing that event. You weren't the headline of that event. So now I've had the most watched women's event. That's completely been erased because now you're saying these people that have 50 million views, which completely overshadows what I did, even though it's not factually true. And I feel like that's what she's upset about, and that's what she's coming out trying to say. When I watched the interview with Claressa Shields after the fight, I didn't feel like she was hating. I didn't feel like she was hating with the things that she said. And so sometimes does she need to speak out about not being included in something and included on something? Sometimes she's wrong, but sometimes she's not. And I feel like if Amanda Serrano or Katie Taylor had the same accolades as Claressa Shields, they would put them on every single boxing list they do. They would mention them every time. You get what I'm saying? Every time they try to do something. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not defending her personality or how she call out men. You can feel however you want to feel about that. But she's a very competitive female. She's been that way all her life. Everybody want to act like they can relate to people that have all these stories and had to come through and do so much to be where they at. She has one of those stories. And that's part of the reason she is the way she is. But the things that she's done and the things she has accomplished, I believe the boxing should be paying her and giving her more recognition. And nobody also wants to point out that until she won those 2 gold medals, nobody was paying attention to women's boxing. After Claressa Shields won those 2 gold medals and became professional, that's when more attention came onto women's boxing. Now, are they doing it as a whole? Yes, they are, because the women are more skillful, they're more competitive, and things like that. But if we're honest, it wasn't until Claressa Shields got those 2 gold medals, which nobody has ever done back to back, and became professional, that people started paying attention to women's boxing, that women boxers started getting bigger paydays. She spearheaded that. And now they're trying to take that away from her also and act like it's Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano.
So I gotta offer some resistance to that. People started paying attention to women's boxing with Layla Ali and Ann Wolf.
No, I mean, I'm not talking about like really taking a look at it and watching it, talking about it. I'm not saying that they never paid attention to it, but there was a shift is the point that I'm trying to make.
I hear what you're saying. I've been looking at it not because of Claressa Shields though, but because of Baumgartner. Because I like Baumgartner, so that's why I've been paying attention to it.
Hey Greg, I gotta go.
But hold on, let me say
one more thing.
Summer. Well, let me say this last thing. When she first came in, she was talking about women getting paid more money. She was talking about the 3-minute round.
She was.
She's been talking about that for years. But they give the credit to, who was that? Was it a Serrano that fought the fight with the 3 minutes?
I hear. But let me ask you this. Do you honestly believe in your heart of hearts that if all of a sudden Amanda Serrano and Alicia Baumgartner started making more money than her, that she wouldn't have an issue with it?
Did they not just make more money than her?
And that's the reason why she got an issue with it. That's the reason why she got an issue, because they make it more. Listen, I think Claressa Shields, this is my personal opinion, I'm not going to use race because I don't know if it's factually race. But here's what I will say. I think Claressa Shields is happy for anybody as long as they're perceived to be here. And she's perceived to be here. I think the minute that they're perceived to be here or they're challenging her in any way, all of a sudden everything falls apart. Now, Alicia Baumgartner, and I don't care what you say about this, all she said was that she would want to fight her because it would be a big fight and they would make a lot of money. And Claressa Shields went off the handle with that because now she's being challenged. There was no reason for her to go to where she went with that. So that's the reason why I feel that there's some personality flaws there as well. Could there be some other stuff at play? Possibly. I don't know. But certainly she has some characteristic flaws in the way that she approaches certain things that I think is partly her issue and the things that people don't like.
Let me
and it's ego too, Greg. You gotta understand this is sport. You know what I mean? So she at the top of the food chain. It's gonna be ego. Well,
listen, brother. Listen. When it comes to IQ, I'm at the top of the food chain, right? But it's not like I'm like that, though, right? Okay, let's keep it real.
But let me say this real quick. Let me address this comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody said 2 cents. You don't see that as hate, but Bud telling Boost to stay focused was hate. And that's the point that I was making. Like, just because you don't like somebody's personality, don't try to act like you can't understand their perspective sometimes when they're saying something. And I gave an example. Like, for example, I thought it was condescending when Terrence tweeted to Jerron Boost Ennis. Some people thought it was advice and he was big up and helping them out. And I can see that perspective. But I don't feel like that's what it was. But people on here acting like, and people on here just acting like she's absolutely hating when no, you should just kind of look at it from a different perspective. That's all. That's the only point I'm trying to make.
I can see that perspective. I just think, and it could very well be the case. All I'm saying is that the stuff that I saw, it's not just that particular situation that I'm looking at as it relates to Claressa Shields. I'm looking at a body of work here from Claressa Shields and interaction with other women. And when you see that interaction with other women, it is fine until those women are perceived to be at a level that is, I would say, similar to hers. And then all of a sudden you see a deterioration of those relationships and her approach and how she interacts with those women. And that is a problem because that suggests hate. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, she do be tripping. But that's what I'm saying. She just like that. So anytime she's just saying anything, whether she's she's not just a hater. Sometimes she's
Jason
right.
and Greg. Salute 2 cents. Salute, you know what I mean? Oh, Jerry, please cook. Please cook when you talk. I'm gonna be listening, but I gotta go, you guys.
All right, man. Later, fam.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.
Yo, well, let's let Jerry go ahead if he has a topic that he wants to discuss. Jerry, what's going on?
Hey, 2 cents. How are you, young lady?
I'm great.
I kind of missed your point. Why do you think Claressa Shields is getting hate because of her race? I missed that point.
Well, I'm not saying she's getting hate because of her race. I'm saying
you literally just said that.
No, what she was saying was that it feels like they're elevating her.
Greg,
they're elevating certain people above. That's what she said.
Can you let her defend herself? I literally just heard her say she's getting hate because of her race.
I said there seemed to be passively aggressively trying to diminish Claressa Shields and her skills and put Katie and Amanda over her. And I think that it's a race factor because boxing is a racist sport. It always has been. Like, everybody knows that. And they want those people to represent the face of women's boxing versus somebody like Claressa Shields.
Okay. Well, I couldn't disagree with you any more than you not showing me why you think it's because of her race, other than you just thinking the worst, which doesn't surprise me. But you mentioned Katie Taylor. Do you know what Katie Taylor meant to the Olympics for women boxing?
Did she win 2 times back to back?
I'm asking you a question. Do you know Katie Taylor and her Olympic background and what she meant for women's boxing? Do you know how much Serrano has accomplished in her boxing career?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. I love Claressa. I think that she is probably the most talented women's boxer of all time, but she does not help herself. That's the problem I have with a lot of stances that all of you have, is that why don't you actually look at the person and how that person is carrying herself? Because all I see is Claressa arguing with black men. Is that racial too?
What's your point?
I'm asking you a question. Is it racial when she's arguing with Cam?
No, it's not racial when she arguing with Cam.
Why is Cameron arguing with Claressa? Why do they have an issue?
Because he put out a private message that they had and tried to spin it and make it look a certain way.
Okay, what did he try to spin it as a part? No, this is a very important conversation, guys. Because I just finished having hours and hours long conversation and debating this subject. 2 cents. What did he spin that was not correct?
From my understanding, the conversation that they had about the pay-per-view number or the numbers about the most watched sport was before the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano fight. They had that conversation. So after the fight, he responded to her and then he put out their private conversation to make it seem as like she had a problem with the numbers that they did for their fight.
So she didn't have a problem with the numbers they did?
She don't have a problem with the numbers they did. She has a problem with the way it's being narrated in the public.
Listen. Claressa has a team of people that aren't trying to guide her in the right direction. Okay? It seems like you don't have all the information. When Cameron, this actually became toxic, was when Claressa tried to make Cameron seem as if he was trying to hit on her in the DMs. And so he exposed all the DMs to show that Claressa had been DMing him for months and months and months on end. Did you know that?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay, of course you don't. Of course you don't. So if Claressa is really about women's boxing, why couldn't it just start and end with the fact that Serrano and Taylor had the most watched women's boxing event of all time? Because it's the truth. Claressa wanted to sparse it and make it about her. That's where the problem began. Because she has a point if you're going to say that Taylor and Serrano weren't headlining. But that's just it being about her. No one ever mentioned Claressa. No one ever mentioned her. She put herself in the conversation. No one ever say, oh, Serrano is better than Claressa Shields. No one has ever said Taylor is better than Claressa. Claressa is making up these talking points. And I get it. But do you have a problem with Claressa Shields saying Jake Paul is a joke and I don't ever want to be part of your card?
No, that's how she feel.
Okay. Do you have a problem with the fact that Serrano and Taylor made $13 million combined and Claressa has never seen that kind of money and may never see that kind of money in her career? Do you have a problem with that?
Why would I have a problem with that?
Because she is shooting herself in the foot. She has not learned. And she was on Sway in the morning not too long ago. She admitted that Jake Paul apologized to her. And she still keeps on. If I was in Claressa's corner, I would say, reach out to Jake Paul. Why don't you challenge Green? Get that money. But no one's telling her that. She continues to want to argue. Are you okay with that?
That's just like how you be okay when we tell fighters to call Al so they can go over there and get that money and they refuse. It's kind of like the same situation. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely not, because I think Crawford was talking to Al for about a year. So who are you referring to? If you're referring to Shakur, I think that's who they've been talking to. So who exactly are you referring to, young lady?
Didn't you have an issue when we telling Haney reach out to Al? Didn't you have an issue with that?
I think Bill Haney has reached out to Al. No one wants to talk to him.
So now
who are you talking
out
about?
To Al?
Who are you talking about exactly? If you want your big brother Greg to jump in, why don't you do that? Because at this point, I thought you've been waiting to get a piece of me. You have me right in front of you.
No, she's doing just fine. She don't need me. Trust me.
Okay.
Well, the point is, listen, what you're asking, if Claressa Shields is making bad business moves by saying whatever she's saying in the public, and she shot herself in the foot because she said she'll never work with Jake Paul and this Amanda, all them making all this money, cool. But that's besides the point of the fact that they're trying to diminish her skills and the things that she's accomplished and downplay them and place Katie Taylor, in my opinion, and Amanda Serrano above her and make it seem as though what they're doing or accomplishing is bigger than what she's done and accomplished.
Did they make more money than she has ever made in her career?
I think we've already established that.
Okay. Well, I mean, 2 cents. If that's all you got to say in your defense, I thought you had more concrete evidence that this is a racial issue. So let's just move on.
I never said it was a racial issue, though.
You never said it was a racial issue?
No.
Okay, young lady. Thank you.
So,
I actually thought you were waiting to debate me. I saw the message.
You got to come
said,
with something better. This is.
I thought you were waiting to debate me and you were locked and loaded. But you've been shooting blanks up until this point. But thank you for your time. Hey, Greg.
Yeah.
I'll let someone else talk, and then you and I can circle back around.
Yeah. If you want to circle back around. 617. What's going on?
Yo, G.
What's going on?
I agree with a lot of things Jerry just said.
Okay.
But I want to ask Jerry this. Are you calling Jake Paul a legit boxer?
I'm calling Jake Paul a legit participant in pro boxing. Because remember, he's also a promoter.
When you don't, if you're a boxer, you fight boxers. You don't fight UFC guys and 60-year-old men.
And that was the point I made last week.
If you're a 10-0 guy, you fight guys that are 10-0.
And that's why you can't be the face of boxing.
I agree with you on the Claressa Shields thing, but Jake Paul is WWE. There's nothing about Jake Paul that's boxing.
Let me ask you a question. Who else?
That was ranked like 175 and lost.
Let me ask you a question.
That's not a boxer.
Does he
I agree. He's a grifter. He's a good money-making dude, but he has nothing to do with boxing. Jerry, I agree with a lot of stuff you said about Claressa, or you was on point with that. But Jake Paul, you stop people calling this man a boxer. You're not a boxer until you fight boxers. I would feel better about Jake Paul if he fought Greg Hackett. I would give him respect for that. But he won't even do that. He's fighting 60-year-old dudes and then pumping his chest in 2-minute rounds like women. Like, come on, bruh. I agree with you, Jake Paul's a money-making ass dude, but we can't keep calling this man a boxer until he starts fighting boxers. It's like, you can't, it's like, and I don't mind them getting money if people like that, just like they like to watch WWE, do that. But stop calling yourself a legit boxer and putting your shit on box, right? When you fought, 4 or 5, 6 UFC guys that were past their prime, fought a 60-year-old boxer, and the time you got in the ring with a real boxer, it's Tommy Fury, a joke of a boxer, and you lose. So Jake Paul should call it what it is. Entertainment. It's
entertainment.
WWE style.
Sports entertainment.
He would get legit, fight Ward next. Fight at least a boxer who is not like in the grave. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not trying to argue with you, but I'm just saying we got to stop calling this stuff boxing if you're not fighting boxers.
No, I agree with a lot of what you're saying there. That was the whole issue I had with what was stated last week about Jake Paul being the face of boxing. Jake Paul is the face of something that is boxing.
Greg, you're the face of boxing, like Canelo, like Crawford, like Tank. That's a face of boxing. They put in the work. They done that. This dude came in and got his social media followers to follow him fighting no boxers. And people out there, I argue with dudes at work. They dudes, we trying to think this dude is a top boxer when he's fighting. Come on now.
Yep.
I
agree
gotta
with you,
stop
man.
that with Jake Paul. Jake Paul, I don't mind it. It's good entertainment if people want, if that's what they're looking for. But if you're saying this man's a legit boxer, what is he, like 10-1 or whatever his record is? Fight somebody who's 10-1. He'll get whooped. You can see Jerry, I know you watch boxing. You can see all his flaws. It's like he come on, man. If Tyson was 10 years younger, he probably would have knocked him out. It's just like, come on, now we got to start calling it what it is, man. Y'all have a great day, man. I'm listening, man.
All right, appreciate you, Walt. Hey, we got 2 more additional people in the building. We got I Hate Artems in the building. We got Corey, who I can tell by his background, he is rich. Look at how those ceilings are. That's a rich brother right there. What's going on, Corey?
He always talking like that, don't he?
What's up, Carl Shores?
What's going on, man? Oh yeah, that's you, huh? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can tell. See what I'm saying? I didn't even know that was him. I can tell this brother every time I see him. Like, yeah, he rich. He is rich. What's going on, fam?
Man, I'm chilling, man. How y'all doing today?
Doing well, brother.
How you, Greg? How you doing?
Doing well, Artem. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Who, Artem?
No, you Corey. You got it, Corey.
Oh no, man! The last conversation I left off was when Jerry was questioning Tucson about Claressa's claim. At the end of the day, man, like my thing is, Jerry. Sometimes it comes off. I don't know if you actually like boxing, or do you like certain people, and which is what a lot of people in boxing do today, right? They start to make these crazy arguments about to make points for people that they like versus how the sport really is and where the sport should be going to. At the end of the day, because Claressa worked hard for her status and her actual claim to be one of the greatest women alive. And if anybody ever accomplished something that you actually work hard for, when you hear somebody discredit your hard work, it's going to make you upset. And if you have a platform to speak out against it, naturally, you go speak out against it. And I understand what Tucson was saying. Again, we live in a media-centric world where you can say whatever you want when you have a big platform, and even though it's wrong because majority of people are dumb as fuck, excuse my language, bro, they gonna believe that because when they say this is the most watched televised women's boxing, yada yada yada. Yes, us as boxing fans know the difference, but your general public, they don't know the difference. Also, when you start calling Katie Taylor the greatest, when we all know pound for pound at any weight class, Claressa Shields will probably mop the floor with both of them on any given night. Again, the general public don't understand the difference between what you're saying. And when you put that kind of energy out there against someone's resume and hard work that they've been doing their whole life, naturally, a person's just going to take it personal. When Tucson said race, she never said it was because of her race. She said, just like most things in America, that's fine. You can laugh or whatever, but we all heard what she said. Just like most things in America.
All you got to do is rewind the tape, my friend. I'm being courteous and I'm letting you talk, but you've said a lot of false information. I'm going to let you finish.
Then do that. Just like she said, like most things in America, race has a little bit to do with it. It's not the end all be all, but there's always a race element to in anything that we do in this country. And that's a fact. Again, somehow everyone heard the same thing that she said except for you, and I don't know why.
Well, because the platform.
Hold on. I'm not trying to put anything racist on you, bro. Like I don't move like what I'm saying is I think what you are conveniently smart when you're trying to make a point versus just talking about the sport itself.
Let me say this real quick, Jerry, because it's not just that there's people in the comment section that actually support you, and there's been people that have been on your side. So it's not the platform. No, let me finish.
I'm hoping I can address my friend Corey.
You can address it, but all I'm saying is that it's not the platform. I think we all heard 2 Cents say something that was not necessary. What she was saying was basically it feels like it could be racially motivated, and that's the reason why I responded the way that I did.
Greg, you are a smart guy. She did not say that. All you got to do is rewind the tape. Corey just said that Katie Taylor is the greatest women's fight of all time.
Jerry, you're always trying to throw misdirection and tell somebody
Corey just said, I said Katie Taylor is the greatest women's boxer of all time.
I never said you said that. I said the telecaster said that, sir.
Okay,
bro, you got to. Hey,
listen.
You argue with your feelings too much, bro.
I'm not. You got the wrong person, Corey. You've got the wrong person.
Do I?
I mean, I listened to what you're saying, but you're addressing the wrong person. So if 2 Cents didn't say it was racial, and you didn't just say that I said Katie Taylor's the greatest boxer, then what are we talking about?
I said the telecaster said that, not you, bro.
You did not say that.
He did.
You did not say that.
Thank you.
He said that, Jerry. He didn't
Chat, rewind the tape and let me know if he did not just say. He was talking directly to me.
This is
So
called
why would he address
say
that
you
to me if I didn't say it?
Deflecting
never
and
said you did that.
gaslighting, ladies and gentlemen.
I spoke at a specific point where you highlighted what she said.
Corey, I do not know what your issue is with me specifically.
I don't have no issue with you. I'm just saying, you're talking your feelings too much.
Corey, don't let him gaslight.
Hey, let me
have a 2-minute rant about me. If it wasn't about me, why were you addressing it to me?
Hey, Corey, can I ask you a question? Corey, real quick, man. Where are you from, Corey?
I'm in Orlando. I'm from Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando cats, we just destroy you, Jerry, constantly. But go ahead, keep killing him.
Listen.
Keep killing him. Keep killing him.
You know,
there's
a matter of reasoning when you just say things because you emotionally want to be right. You just said something and then said you didn't say it.
So if he say
that
he
is the
didn't say
beginning
it,
and the end of the conversation as far as I'm concerned. Because I know you're just here to try to prove some sort of point.
I don't know how to
rewind.
I wish I could.
If you're talking about somebody being emotional, I never said I don't like Claressa. Claressa to me is the greatest female boxer of all time. Had she made a lot of mistakes along the way? Yes. And the fact that y'all won't even admit it, I mean, I don't even know what we're disagreeing about.
But hold on, Jerry, hold on.
We're not talking about the mistakes.
But let me finish though real quick. Because number one, I think everybody on here has acknowledged that. Two Sinners acknowledged the fact that she can talk in a way that's abrasive that people don't like. I have acknowledged that as well. So when you say we're not acknowledging that, who's not acknowledging it? We've all acknowledged it.
So what's exactly the problem then? What's the problem?
I don't have a problem with what you said, honestly. I really don't.
No, what's the issue with how Claressa has been treated? What's the problem?
It's not.
If it's not racial,
she didn't say it was. Hey Jerry, she did not say it was racial. What she said, she specifically said, "I am not sure if it's all racial, but it feels like there's a certain racial component."
That's exactly what she said.
That's exactly what she said. How are you not comprehending this?
So what's the complaint, Corey? Corey, what's the complaint?
The complaint is that you're attacking her and you're saying that she didn't come up with a real legitimate argument, but you use a lot of misdirection, Jerry, that people catch on to, and it's not working. That's all people are saying.
Greg. If it's not racial, what is the point? What are you complaining about?
The point is they're trying to diminish her skill and kind of place her in the background with all of that she's accomplished and place Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor over her when
she said that 3 times.
But they haven't accomplished what she's accomplished.
She said that
the way she's accomplished.
She said that 3 times.
She's not with MVP Promotions, but yet
she said that 3 times. This is the 3rd time.
Several different weight classes and like 15 fights. She's a 2-time gold medal Olympian. Nobody.
So let me ask you a question. Has anyone ever mentioned Claressa Shields? Has Serrano? Has Taylor? Has Jake? Has anyone ever mentioned Claressa Shields?
They can't mention her because they can't beat her.
Mention her about what?
You're saying they're trying to diminish her individually.
The broadcast.
Can I ask you a question?
So Jerry, no. Let me ask you. You're saying nobody mentions Claressa Shields? I'm trying to get what you're saying. You're saying nobody mentions Claressa Shields? Is that what you're saying?
I'm asking you a question. You're saying that they're trying to diminish her. No one has ever mentioned Claressa Shields. They just put facts together. Is Taylor Serrano the most watched female boxing match of all time? Yes or no?
Okay, let me respond. Let me respond to Jerry because Jerry, you agree with me then. You just proved my point. Nobody mentions Claressa Shields, but yet they will mention these other female fighters' accolades. So we completely agree with each other.
Listen.
You just said nobody mentions her. They just mention the facts of the other female fighters, and that's exactly the point that I'm making.
Listen, 2 cents. I don't know what point you're actually trying to make.
Let me ask you
I know that the fight itself had 50 million views because they actually were able to tabulate who watched that fight and then who watched the main event.
Hey,
right?
Jerry, let me ask you a question.
Hang on a second. Did Taylor and Serrano make 13 million between the two?
Maybe I guess so. Yeah, I think they made $6 million.
You don't know? You guess so? You don't know that either?
I heard they made $6 million a piece. I haven't done any research on it.
All right. So if I'm just giving you facts, and then all of a sudden you want to interject yourself into the conversation,
Greg,
am I giving false information, or are you just trying to put yourself and inject yourself in the conversation?
You're giving false information when you're leaving out details.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do. But hold on. I got somebody on the line that want to interject and put something in here. We got walk back in. Walk real quick. What do you want to give people?
Jerry, when I saw that fight on TV, it never said Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. It said Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. So that was the reason why everybody watched that shit. She was the motherfucking. She wasn't even the fight before she the fight. She was the fight before that fight. So you could what 2 Cents is saying. Now I understand what she was saying. The broadcaster did say put her up there with her. She wasn't even a headliner. So how are you giving her the credit for the most watched shit?
Let me ask you a question.
Man, bro,
if Taylor and Serrano,
you giving her credit for not even being the fucking headliner.
Let me ask you a question. If Taylor and Serrano fight for a third time,
the reason why everybody watched that shit. Like, come on, Jerry. Now I understand, dude. You got more moves than Barry Sanders.
Listen, it was even close. If Taylor Serrano fight for a third time, how many viewers would they get?
Fight, so everybody tuned in that night to see Katie Taylor.
I'm asking you a question.
To see Mike Tyson. Because Jake Paul ain't never get numbers like that before.
Look, Jerry, I think a better question is, why would anybody want to see them fight a third time? You've already lost twice. You want to see a third fight where the fighter has already lost twice? That would not fly with no.
2 Cents. I didn't understand what he was saying. I'm not even sure if you watched the fight, but there are a lot of people that think Serrano won both fights.
But Katie Taylor and Serrano.
So here's what's going to happen.
Take the glasses off and
to everybody in the chat, I'll let my man finish.
Man, y'all have a good day.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me finish up. It's callers like that. Listen, here's what's going to happen. Number one. Number two, number one, if Taylor and Serrano fight again, and they have more than 1.5 million views or 2 million views, what are you going to say then?
Remember, Netflix is
like
free.
Jake Paul now has to prove a point for no damn reason, right?
His context.
And now,
you're missing context.
What's that?
You're missing context. You're leaving out the context of everything. That's the key.
He definitely does.
Yeah, Jerry, you leave out pertinent details or you draw conclusions from information that means something completely different sometimes. And I think that's why you're getting cooked today.
Brother, listen, the only one that's thinking that I'm getting cooked is the people
Jerry, I got a question
that are loyal to the channel.
No.
The people that are biased are looking at a bunch of people talking about narratives that can't be backed
Jerry,
up.
I got one.
Man, you getting destroyed.
The video and listen to Corey talk. Rewind the video and listen to 2 Cents talk.
Man, you getting cooked, dude.
Quick, Jerry. Have you ever accomplished anything in your life? Like, I'm not trying to diss you. What I'm saying is, have you ever accomplished anything in your life where you felt like you worked hard for? And how would you feel if somebody tried to diminish your hard work and what you accomplished?
Listen, if Claressa Shields feels that she's strong,
I'm not talking about Claressa Shields. I said you.
If Claressa Shields,
I'm talking about you. You're too conveniently smart. Answer the question.
I'm answering your question.
Yeah, you talking about Claressa Shields. I'm talking about you now.
No.
You would be offended? Okay, cool. End of question. Let's move on. All right.
All right, so
Thank you, Corey.
Back 2 Cents real quick.
You've been fantastic, brother.
I'm gonna jump back in the chat with it. All right, so I feel like what 2 Cents is trying to say, addressing Jerry. When you look at Savannah Marshall versus Claressa,
why is everybody feeling they gotta protect 2 Cents?
No, they're trying to get you to understand. You're the one.
No, I think you're the only one who's wrong.
I understand English. I listened to you for like 7 minutes. You're a big girl. You can protect yourself.
She already did.
So look, Savannah Marshall versus Claressa Shields, I believe that was like the most viewed woman event. I believe.
Do you think so?
Like 2 million views or something
Are you absolutely sure about that?
I'm pretty sure it's set the record, right? So look, what I'm trying to say is, when Claressa did the main event with Savannah Marshall, it was the most viewed woman fight in boxing history, right?
in Europe.
And you look at Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, they was on the co-main. So I feel like what 2 Cents is trying to say is like they trying to diminish what Claressa did. Now, if you take Amanda and Katie's first fight, they didn't do half the views that Claressa did with Savannah Marshall. You understand? So I feel like they muddy in the waters. Those viewers was there for Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. They wasn't there for Amanda Serrano. And they wasn't there for Katie Taylor. You dig what I'm saying? Now I understand like fight waiting for the main event, but without Tyson and without Paul, it wouldn't be the most viewed or watched female boxing event in history. That's just my opinion. And like she said, Clarissa's a 2-time gold medalist. You look at Katie Taylor, she won a gold medal, but I believe there was controversy behind her winning a gold medal because she only had 5 fights en route to winning that medal. So like there was a lot of controversy surrounded by Katie Taylor winning that gold medal. Claressa got 2 gold medals, and I believe she's 3 times undisputed. So it's like, even like with the GOAT angle with Serrano, I believe they had a back and forth on Twitter. And 15 fights. She's a 3-division champion, undisputed 3 times. She got 2 gold medals. She went up to heavyweight. Like, she, to me, has cemented her legacy. If you want to say Layla Ali or Ann Wolf or something like that, but she's still in the conversation, basically. Now, Serrano got on Twitter a couple of months ago and addressed the GOAT angle and said that she never labeled herself the GOAT and she respects Claressa Shields. So I believe it's Jake Paul that's pushing that narrative and behind the scenes trying to, like, you know, put Serrano above Claressa, in my opinion, because they had like some vitriol back in the day. But yeah, so I back what 2 Cents is saying. I feel like she made a lot of sense. I feel like sometimes, Jerry, you are kind of charismatic. You do have a magnetic personality, but you use a lot of misdirection. You use a lot of misinformation. And a lot of times you act like you don't hear what people be saying. So, other than that, though, I think you're a cool dude. You decent. But I feel like you know what's going on, but you act like you're oblivious to the facts. Whether it's we talking about Crawford or we talking about Claressa Shields. You too smart to act like you don't know what's going on. But I'm back in the chat, though.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, we just trying to help you, Mr. Let Him Cook.
Big Supreme.
We just trying to help you, man, sharpen up your arguments, bro, because a lot of there's too many people saying you use misdirection in your arguments or lack details or assume things that weren't really said. But go ahead. Who is that saying, Greg? Who is that want to talk?
Artem.
Artem, what's going on, Artem? You got it.
I'm going to say this about this argument because it's a delicate topic. I think both situations are right. I think Jerry's right in some way. I think y'all are right. I think what he's saying is where I side with him is that Claressa Shields is becoming to me a hater in some way.
She's a hater.
Becoming a hater.
She's a hater.
Towards
I think she's
other
a hater.
fighters, and I believe that Amanda versus Katie. Yeah, I agree with y'all. Y'all saying that it wouldn't have done the numbers without Jake Paul.
Totally, that's 100% right.
It was probably done not even remotely close, but. Where kind of I feel like where I agree with what he's saying is that the fight is so fresh that when you're making claims that you're the GOAT, you don't have to say too much. When you're great and you know that you're great, you don't have to say a lot to prove that you're great.
That's
you
what I'm
know
saying.
You're great. If
You're
I
great.
don't like, that's what my biggest argument with Shakur is right now. When you like that, you don't gotta say too much. I'm like that.
You like that.
And that's my favorite thing about Bud. Bud doesn't go around yapping. He knows what he got on him. That's why when he said to Teo, he knows what he got on him. And that's where I side with. It's a weird combination. Now, with 2 Cents, the part I don't kind of agree with you on is the race part. I don't believe race in this situation has a big role because...
My friend, she didn't say that. You're misinterpreting her. She didn't say that.
She said what she said. You don't want to hear what you don't, Jerry.
Are y'all
Let him finish. Go ahead, Artem. Because
I believe race in this whole conversation should have never been brought up. I think strictly boxing, I understand what Jerry's saying, but I also understand what you guys are saying. I don't like how race is being brought up in any of this. It's boxing. Racism, when you bring racism into it, it brings it into a deeper level than just boxing. Why can't we ever just focus on the boxing and not race? Anything with race should have never even been talked about. It should have just been boxing and boxing only. That's my opinion on it. That's how I look at it. I think.
Can I say so?
Right.
Wait, let me respond to
Artem. Inside more with 2 Cents because they wouldn't have done the numbers without Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I don't think they even do even a million without them because it's Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. The mystique of Mike Tyson was really still there. Had people really 97% of America betting on Mike Tyson, which I still don't understand how that happened. Betting on Mike Tyson because they wanted to see the fight. It just so happened to be that Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor was on the card. Was it the amazing fight? Yes. Did it steal the night? Yes. But it doesn't do those type of numbers unless, and I support Claressa Shields putting her voice out there, but there's ways to say things. And like Greg brought up earlier, this is the last point I want to make. When she went at Alicia Baumgartner, AB, I'm just going to call her AB. When she went at AB, it's something I really, really didn't like. Because AB never came to her like, I'll beat her, the H-up, I'll do all this. She just said, I want to fight. Just like most fighters. If you a fighter, you're going to want to fight. If I'm a fighter,
make the money.
I'm going to fight the best opposition. And that's all she was saying. And I have a big problem with her doing that. And I also see Tank do that a lot. It's very petty and it's very petulant and childish. I think that when you're great, obviously people are going to call your number because they know how great you are. And that's all I'm saying. I think both of you guys are right in both areas. Now argue it how you guys want to argue it. That's
I think that's a great take, and I think a lot of us had already come to that conclusion that there were elements of both arguments that I think people could understand and agree with. I just think it gets sidetracked when we start to say that something was said definitively when in reality it wasn't necessarily a definitive statement.
Let me respond to the comment of, when you're great, you don't have to say nothing. And I agree with that. However, when there seems to be a concerted effort or a machine behind trying to put other fighters above you, or I don't know what the word is or how to really explain it, kind of like just downplay or whatever the case may be. Try to minimize. And I have a platform to call that out. That's not me just saying I'm great. It's not like Shakur. Nobody's trying to be like, oh, Shakur, you're not great, you're not good. Nobody's doing him like that. But he's like, oh, I'm great, I'm great. It's not like that. It's like, to me, my 2 cents is like, okay, y'all are saying these things and that's not true. Let me come out and rebuttal that. And also, I want to remind people, Cameron is the one that made their private conversation public. About the numbers, and people started attacking her, and she defended herself. Exactly. Like, I don't understand. Y'all act like she just came out and was like, no, it wasn't like that.
Greg, who was that was talking? That's Talo, Autumn. Who's that?
No, that was Autumn.
That was I Autumn. Yeah.
So hey, 2 cents. Is Crawford a great fighter?
Yeah, Crawford's a great fighter.
Okay.
All right, so this is my thing with Autumn, right?
2 cents. Guys, wait, my bad, real quick. I just say something real quick. One, I love you working in Discord. You're very, very smart. I love you working.
I can't hear you. I can't hear.
Give you your credit there. I'm gonna give you your credit. But 2,
Autumn, you sound really low.
We can't hear you, Autumn.
Hello?
Yeah, you better.
That's better.
Did you hear what I said though, 2 cents? I do like your work in the Discord. You're very, very smart. You always show them boys up. I give you your credit there. Also,
the sharpest minds are in the Discord.
With
Autumn, look.
2 cents. Do you try to discredit Crawford's accomplishments?
Hold on, Artem talking. Hold on.
Okay. Think about what I just said. You're gonna need a minute.
With Cameron, he was very petulant. I think that was really, really corny for him to go after Claressa Shields. I agree there. Also, when it comes to saying that you're great, the reason why I don't agree with that take, because I believe that it wasn't like Amanda Serrano and them were on their platform saying I'm the GOAT or all this other stuff. It was more like people were pushing that. And now if they were coming at her to say that because they're actually in the ring fighting, I would understand you a little bit more. I just feel like there's always going to be, like, people still this day still believe Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all time. But some believe Muhammad Ali is. If Muhammad Ali was around, he wouldn't care to say, I'm the greatest ever. I'm the greatest.
Muhammad Ali always said he was the greatest.
Can I respond to that?
During his time. But after you've proven you're the greatest, there's no need to keep arguing with you because there's always going to be people that are going to hate on you. Hating is going to happen till the end of time. Forever, Correct. We're always going to hate on people. So my thing is, she's going to have to come to that realization that Not everybody's gonna be on my side, especially because we're African American. Especially because she's so great as an African American. People in America were never gonna be on our side. But having to constantly argue with people doesn't make you look any better. And I think that's something I want her to realize, is that not needing to argue you're great. Just go prove it in the ring. Which she timely, every single time she steps in the ring, there's no shadow without a doubt. We know she's the greatest of all time. I firmly believe that she's the greatest. And I think most of us in here in this forum believe that she's the greatest. But there's also gets to a point where you don't have to conversate about it every time. That's it.
Let me respond to that real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's always easy for you to tell someone how they should react to their hard work. Like, you cannot tell a person, now you don't have to like it, but you cannot tell another person how to respond to when somebody's diminishing what they work for their whole life. And that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem I have with your argument, Artem. You're trying to tell her how she should react to when somebody's diminishing her life's work. Like, she blood, sweat, and tears. And if I feel like somebody's denigrating what I accomplished, I have the right to go about it how I feel like. Again, you don't have to agree with it. And I get it. Yes, I agree. Sometimes Claressa Shields is annoying sometimes based off of some of the stuff to do with the calling out men. And sometimes she do come off like a hater, right? But just because someone is not likable doesn't mean that what they're saying is not true, which is a point that you made earlier. Like,
that is very true.
That's exactly why. That's exactly. I started the conversation by saying, "Are you guys fans of the sport, or are you guys fan of specific people?" Because a lot of arguments in boxing across the world, you see people start losing their integrity about certain things when it comes to a certain fighter versus a sport. Me, as a person who's been boxing since I was 4 years old, I love the sport more than any fighter. Fighter come and go, but the sport will always remain. So a lot of y'all arguments, though, seem to be based on, this is my favorite fighter, so I don't give a fuck about anything else. Ryan Garcia cheated. Well, he still would have won basically because he landed a left hook. Regardless of the fact, if you didn't dirty up your system, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But you did. The sport should always be bigger than any fighter.
Let me say something on that, though. Yeah, because I think you're 100% correct. Nothing that you said there was incorrect. However, and I've said this on this platform multiple times, we all have biases. Even you, Corey. We all have biases towards certain fighters. Everything that we're going to say is going to be, connected to those biases. What we try to do and do our best to do, at least on this platform, and I think most of the people in general do, is they try to tie their bias to something that is reasonable logic outside of Jerry.
Right.
But that's going to occur, right? We're going to always have situations where there's going to be a level of bias towards specific fighters. I have it. Everybody else has it. And if we say that we don't have it, it's just untrue. But I feel you. Sure. I think what you're saying is correct in regards to you can't tell somebody how to react. And I kind of think we're going around in a circle and kind of saying the same thing. Like, even when we talked about this originally, we said that Claressa had a point. She was right in her point. What I have been stating is the body of it. Like, the body of everything she's done suggests that there's a level of hate there when someone gets elevated to a certain point. Because to me, I didn't take it as anybody was elevating Serrano or Katie Taylor above Claressa. I felt that it was, okay, they're starting to get close. And that was the reason for the response. That was my opinion.
So, Greg, you agree with me without wanting to admit that you agree with what I'm saying.
I said I agree with you earlier.
Corey, yes, it's a little unfair because it seems like you know what I do. I don't know what you do. You say you love boxing. You're not a fan of a boxer. So I can't really ask you any questions because I don't know where you stand.
That's not what I said. Once again, listen, I know tap dancing is your thing, but it won't work here.
Corey, you just said you're a fan of boxing, not a fight of a boxer.
I said I would never elevate any boxer above the sport. Okay. Meaning, unlike you, I would not argue with my feelings and go off the rails.
What do I listen, Corey? If you and I listen,
bro. I promise you.
What? Who do I argue with my emotions instead of you just throwing accusations? Really?
Bro, I've been a fan of this channel for a long time, bro.
Okay, so what have I said about Crawford that is total emotion and it's not factual?
I don't even have to go back that far.
No, you do, sir. You do. Because if you're gonna come on here and just say that I speak on emotion, you should be able to tell everybody what exactly are you talking about.
I don't have to do anything. Let's clear that up.
Okay. All right. Let me move on. Hey, Greg.
Yep.
Jason. You do know that David Benavidez had Jesse Hart lined up, and the fans complained. I'm wondering why no one's saying, why won't Tank Davis fight Shakur in March? We got 4 goddamn months. Why is no one here? Jason especially, whenever he comes back. Why are you pleading for Tank Davis to fight Shakur in March? We got 4 months.
Did you see one of the videos where we talked about that? And
I'm asking you right now. I'm just asking you right now.
He signed to fight Lamont Roach. He's on a contract already with Lamont.
Oh, he already signed the contract? It's already signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay. But would you, if Tank Davis could fight Shakur in March and replace Roach, would you prefer that?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I don't want to see him fight Tank off his hand injury.
They're doing this to you right now. They're cooking the shit out of you right now.
You're very emotional, Jason. Glad to see you back, brother.
I'm laughing.
I just listen. I watch you on the chat. You are a very emotional individual.
Right.
You should do a little bit more talking. Express yourself, brother. Yeah.
I probably would if you would stop talking.
You got the floor. All yours.
All right, y'all. I'm about to hop off and head
I've let everybody talk.
It's been good on the panel today. Good chit chat with y'all.
Hey, good having you on, 2 Cent. Hey, you guys, after the show, make sure you go follow. Yeah. We can hear you.
Oh yeah, because I'm driving. I wasn't sure because it was hooking up to the system. So now I want to address what Jerry was saying, but to back 2 Cents on point about Claressa Shields before I get into the Tank versus Shakur thing. Now, when you look at, so there's always been a stereotype of black woman being ghetto, being loud, being aggressive, being masculine. I feel like she's been typecasted into that because when you look at Muhammad Ali, he said he was the greatest.
She definitely masculine. She's masculine.
Yeah, I get that. But when you look at Floyd Mayweather, he was shouting out he was TBE for the longest, and he didn't really get too much pushback for that. So I felt like just because Claressa has the confidence and the belief in her skills, I don't think that should be held against her, especially when you have someone like a Conor McGregor or you have someone like a Mayweather or Ali or Jake Paul running around saying they're the greatest, they're going to knock this person out and we love them for it. But when it's Claressa Shields, who's, stereotypically, people don't look at as attractive as a bomb gun or something like that, they get on her helmet for that. And I feel like what Corey said, right? Just because you don't like her personality or you think she's annoying doesn't mean that what she's saying doesn't have merit. And I think we got to separate the two. For my last point with Shakur, right? Let's use Jerry's logic, right? Why Shakur can't fight Tank and why Tank doesn't send him a contract, right? Again, when we go back to that live on Fanar's channel, when they asked him, look, if Loma pulls out of negotiations and turns down the fight, would you be willing to step in? He said, yes, I'll be waiting for you guys to give me the call and I want to fight. When Lomachenko pulled out, Shakur said he doesn't want to fight, signed the match room, and it went dead. Like, there was no more call-outs. There was no more Tank is ducking me. He's done several interviews since then saying that Tank isn't ducking me. He's a great fighter. So the energy definitely changed. And what I don't like is, it goes back to what we were saying earlier, Jerry, you're not addressing Shakur's side of the street, basically. It's all on Tank. You're not addressing that Shakur saying that Tank is not ducking him. You're not addressing that Shakur said he'll pull in for Lomachenko and fight Tank. And then when Lomachenko pulled out, he went quiet. It was radio silence, right? So now this is my thing too. Shakur was gonna fight Cordina, a man that got knocked out and is gonna move up in weight, and everybody said it was fine. Now, Lamont Roach, whose first 15 fights was at 135, and has more fights at 135 than Tank, it's a problem. This dude is a champion. He's moving up in weight. His last fight was a stoppage. He's been looking good. He's been looking better every fight. I don't see why Tank fighting him is like a cherry pick or something bad, right? Another thing too, you're not gonna address that Shakur has a hand injury, and he said he's in rehab right now, and he's sparring lightly, and he's only using his right arm. So you want Shakur to get in the ring with someone as dangerous as Tank with a hand injury, and when Tank knocks him out, the excuse is gonna be, well, Shakur was injured. Shakur was hurt. Another thing too, one more point, right? We always say, if you want the fight, you gotta sign to the promotional company that's gonna give you that fight, right? You look at Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford wanted to be undisputed. With the BBC, the deal, the rematch, and he fought and became undisputed, right? So when you look at Shakur, right, you calling out Zepeda, you calling out Austin Schofield, but then you sign a Matchroom. You calling out Tank, who's on PBC, but then you sign a Matchroom. So my thing is this, right? Why are we not giving Shakur hell for that? Why call out Tank and call out Zepeda, but then go to rival promotional companies, right? Another thing, it's obvious that Oscar De La Hoya and Eddie Hearns do not like each other. Like, they have several interviews going back and forth. They got the clapback Thursday and Friday. They dissing each other. They getting personal. They talking about this one sniffing coke and this one doing that. So it's clearly there's some animosity there. Why would Oscar give Zepeda up to Shakur and he's signed a Matchroom? He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. Another thing, too, right? Eddie Hearns came out and said that Shakur instructed me not to make the Tank fight. Shakur's team said, look, stay out of this. We're going to make it on our own. He was instructed to leave that alone. So why are we not addressing Eddie Hearns and why are we not addressing Shakur? Why is it always Tank is ducking someone when we have interviews, we have social media posts contradicting that narrative? This is what I mean by misinformation. We're not addressing Eddie Hearns saying on multiple interviews that Shakur instructed me to stay out of the Tank fight. So you can't say that Shakur is ready to fight Tank when he signed Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns said that he's not going to make that fight. So why sign with Eddie Hearns if you want to fight Tank? That's what I want to know. Why is he getting a pass for basically ducking Zepeda, really, initially? Now, I don't know what's up with Zepeda. I guess they didn't like how he looked against Farm, and they feel like Shakur probably obliterated him. And I think that has some merit to it. I don't think Zepeda's ready for Shakur. But that's besides the point. When you look at Zepeda, performance versus Farmer, he's clearly fooled. I think Shakur should have signed a Golden Boy, got Zepeda out of there, and fought Austin Schofield, and then probably re-entered negotiations with Tank. But he didn't want to do that. He wanted to do the opposite and sign a Matchroom and probably get no fights because he don't got no fighters at 135. So that's just all I have to say about that.
Hey, hang on. Don't leave. Let me ask you a question.
Leaving. That's all I have to say, though.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
You said a lot. Don't leave. You there?
I'm here. Go ahead.
Call. You think Lomachenko was ducking Tank?
Yes.
Why would you think that if Lomachenko signed with Top Rank?
I'm going to tell you why. His own manager said that Lomachenko is not motivated, even if you give him.
But hang on a second. You just said that you have to be with PBC in order to fight Tank.
No. What I said was.
You don't.
Listen. What I said was the option was there for Shakur's the free agent, so he could have signed anywhere. It's different. Lomachenko's at the end of his career and wants a big payday. And Bob Arum said that. He's at the end of his career. There's interviews with Bob Arum saying this himself. Lomachenko's at the end of his career. He wants a big payday, and I think we should make the Tank fight. Not only that, Lomachenko had an exclusivity deal with ESPN and Top Rank. That expired. This is what made the negotiations possible, basically. Expired because I believe Top Rank is.
So let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
So Tank can only fight fighters that are with the PBC?
No.
Okay. All right. Then maybe I'm not understanding what you're saying. All right. Let me ask you a question.
What I'm trying to tell you is this, right? You asked me.
Let me ask you a question real quick because I heard you. I have a couple of questions regarding what you just said.
Let me answer the first question you asked me. Lomachenko's a duck because he entered negotiations and then pulled out and said that he's not in the mood. If any other fighter did that, we would be grinding him up. Imagine if Crawford said to Spence, I'm not in the mood right now. I'm just going to go chill with the family. I'm going to go to Omaha. I'm going to go fishing. We would call him a duck. We would call him a coward. And you're supposed to make tens of millions of dollars. You're at the end of your career. You're 37 years old. Why would you not make the Tank fight? Everybody been saying that Tank been ducking him since 2018, and he's scared to fight, and Floyd is he's in a protection program. Now Tank saying, I want the smoke. Let's go. Sent them a contract. They entered negotiations, and Lomachenko pulled out.
Tank sent him a contract, is what you're saying?
What I'm saying is they was in negotiations, basically.
Is that your understanding? They were in negotiations. Okay.
This is what Bob Arum said himself. This is what Bob Arum and his manager said. He said, look, we was in negotiations, but Loma said he's not in the mood. It doesn't matter how much money you give Lomachenko, he's not going to fight if he's not in the mood. My thing is this, right? We would not let anybody else say that. Imagine if Tank said that. I'm not in the mood to fight Shakur right now. I'm going to go, whatever, go buy a purse or something like that. We'll be grounding him up.
Did you see Lomachenko's last fight?
He looked immaculate. He's the only one.
No, but I'm asking you a question. Did you see his last fight when he beat Kambosos?
I just told you he looked immaculate. Yeah, he looked good.
Did you see what he had to say after he beat Kambosos? He said he fought this fight for his dad.
I think that's cat.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you a question. You mentioned that that Shakur was on one of your favorite shows, and did they ever send Shakur a contract offer when he was a free agent?
Again.
Like I'm asking you a question.
You gotta let me answer it, brother. You can't answer a question.
It's yes or no. I think it's yes or no, but I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
It's not as simple as yes or no, bro, because Shakur said himself on an interview that Tank's team contacted me. Yes, they contacted Shakur and said, look, what we gonna do? What's happening? Shakur obviously said, look, for whatever reason, I guess because he's with Matchroom Eddie, he doesn't want the fight. So you can say it's a duck. You can say he got cold feet.
I hear you, man. You know what? A lot of times in boxing, it's whatever you want to understand and whatever you want to believe. If that's how you want to believe things, transpire, then that's okay.
Again, it goes back to what we said about misdirection, bro. I'm telling you that there's video footage of Shakur saying this himself, and you're arguing against Shakur.
What if I tell you there's video footage of it contradicting what you're saying? Are you going to look at it?
I'm telling you, Shakur said himself that.
All right, my friend. All right, we'll agree to disagree.
That's what it is. That's what you do, bro.
Listen. The facts remain. I just told you I can show you video where Tank's team contacted Shakur team. Shakur said we will do the fight, and Tank's team never ever sent a contract.
Again, I'm going by Eddie Hearns, his promoter.
Listen, Eddie Hearn. Greg has all of these. Greg has all of these videotapes. Tank Davis does not trust Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn was told not to talk to Tank Davis. So Tank Davis's team called Jay Prince. And Jay Prince is still waiting for a contract.
Again, you know what you do? You
accuse weirdo, man.
Of what you're doing. I'm telling you, Eddie Hearn said himself, look, Shakur said don't butt in. You don't have to make the fight. I'm going to stay out of that. This is Eddie Hearns.
So who did they call? Who did Tank Davis's team call?
Listen, Shakur said out his own mouth.
Who did Tank Davis's team call?
Again, listen.
I'm asking you, brother, you got to answer at least one question. Did Tank Davis's team reach out to Shakur?
If I'm answering the question, why you cut me off,
Claressa Shields right now.
This is crazy, man.
Shakur said out his own mouth.
Dude.
Shakur said out his own mouth that Tank is not ducking me. Tank is not ducking me, and they contacted my team. Now, I don't know the particulars. He didn't say he contacted Jay Prince or he contacted his manager or Wiley. I don't know that. I know that Shakur said out his own mouth, and this is recent. This is like last year. This is like 2 months ago. He said that Tank team reached out and asked, what are we going to do? Right? Eddie Hearns also said that, yes, I do have Shakur, but I've been instructed not to make the Tank fight. So my thing is this, right? You got to use discernment. Who's the one that's avoiding the fight?
Shakur.
You can't say it's Tank, because Tank reached out to him.
I hear you, man. It's all on Shakur, brother.
Yeah,
thank you, man. Shakur, I understand. I got you.
It is.
I got you. Okay.
But a question was, but you said out of your own mouth that you sent me a video where Tank team. Yeah, I'm addressing you. You said that Tank team sent a contract or they reached out to Shakur's team and
asked them would they be interested in the fight.
Yes, and then they said that they never heard back anything, right?
If I resend you the tape, will you play it on your platform, or you don't want to put that information out there?
Listen, I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw the video.
Why don't you play it for your audience?
I can play the audio, but I think everybody knows what you're talking about. I can play it. It's not a problem.
No, they don't. You never played it.
I can easily
This gentleman
play
is
it.
saying something totally opposite. So.
But that's the
It's okay. It's okay.
No.
Guys, we
That's
can
the
believe
same
whatever
thing.
we want, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
That's the same. That's the same video, if I'm not mistaken, where he mentioned that neither one of them are ducking each other. I think that's the same interview.
No, that's not the same.
It may not. Well, maybe he didn't say it in the video, but it does look like the same interview that I saw where he said that Tank wasn't ducking.
Send the video.
Shakur went on Cigar Talk because everybody on Cigar Talk was asking him about Tank fight. He said Tank's team reached out to us. We said we're wanting to do the fight, and they never sent a contract. Your guy, and again, we have seen on your favorite channel and others where Tank's team said we were going to send a contract. They never sent a contract.
Bro,
but again,
so
guys,
why you
listen.
not addressing Shakur saying that?
My friend, it's okay. It's okay.
Jerry, let's think about. But Jerry, hold on, Jerry. Let's think about what you're saying because let's think about what you're saying, right? Because we're talking about the words that are being used here, right? And then I'm going to wrap this show up because we got to go ahead and wrap it up here soon. But, dude, that's not the way it works at all. Like, they don't just send contracts. That's never been the way that it works, right? They actually have to negotiate, and then a contract is drawn up. So when somebody says a contract wasn't sent, of course a contract wasn't sent because you actually have to come to terms first.
Offer.
That's not how it works. They come to terms first. They actually negotiate first. Hey,
then you
this
need to
is
talk
what
to Calvin. Calvin apparently doesn't understand how the business works.
This is what we are willing to do. Like, what are you looking for? We're looking for this. And do you go back and forth and you negotiate and then you send an offer over? You don't just send a contract. Like, it doesn't work like that, bro. But anyway,
I understand.
Go ahead.
I just want to tell everybody that this is what makes boxing great. You know, we have polar opposite, I'll say, opinions, although I like to send out video proof of everything I believe in. But, you know, the majority of the people here that we've spoken to today believe total opposite of everything I believe in. And that's what makes boxing fantastic. So I do want to thank Greg for having me on. And I want everyone to enjoy the rest of their Sunday. And we will talk again soon.
No, I appreciate those comments.
Your lender for life. Let him cook.
All right. Well, I appreciate Jerry for joining the show today. And Jerry is absolutely right. I think what makes, and this is just my personal opinion, what makes this show great is that we have tolerance for everybody's opinion. We do it as much as we possibly can. Everybody comes on the platform. We get the opportunity to debate each other and talk about boxing. And I just think the show was today really, really, really good. And that's something that, you know, I want to continue to make sure that we are doing here on this platform. So I appreciate everybody that joined the show today. I appreciate everybody that gave to the channel. Let's see who. Let me give props to everybody who gave to the channel. Soul Glow gave $1. All Things has been a member now for 5 months. Appreciate you, All Things. Al Williams gave us $1.99. Appreciate you, fam. Another $1.99 for Al from Al Williams. Big Supreme hit us with the $1.99. 2 Cent hit it with the $2, and then $5 to Clizzy of $4.20. 2 Cent is currently on her live stream right now, so you guys make sure you transition over there and check her out. Please smash the like button if you have not already done so on the way out. Once again, Jason and I appreciate you. We'll be back with fresh content this week. Until next time, peace.